Welcome to the American Hidden History Channel. Hosted by Kevin. History Channel. Hosted by Kaniyya Jacobs. Please like and subscribe. We're gonna be discovering ancient mysteries and analyzing conspiracies, getting to the bottom of real ancient Black history. We're gonna be discovering ancient mysteries and analyzing conspiracies, getting to the bottom of real ancient Black history. Welcome to the American Hidden History Channel. Hosted by History Channel. Hosted by Kaniyya Jacobs. Please like and subscribe. We're gonna be discovering ancient mysteries and analyzing conspiracies, getting to the bottom of real ancient Black history. History Channel. Welcome to the American Hidden History Channel. Hosted by Kaniyya Jacobs. Please like and subscribe. We're gonna be discovered. Welcome to the American Hidden History Channel, hosted by Kaniyya Jacobs. Please like and subscribe. We're going to be discovering ancient mysteries and analyzing conspiracies. Welcome to the American Hidden History Channel, hosted by Kaniyya Jacobs. Please like and subscribe. We're going to be discovering ancient mysteries and analyzing conspiracies, getting to the bottom of real ancient Black history. We're gonna be discovering ancient mysteries and analyzing conspiracies, getting to the bottom of real ancient Black history. Welcome to the American Hidden History Channel. Hosted by Kevin. History Channel. Hosted by Kaniyya Jacobs. Please like and subscribe. We're gonna be discovering ancient mysteries and analyzing conspiracies, getting to the bottom of real ancient Black history. History. gonna be discovering ancient mysteries and analyzing conspiracies, getting to the bottom of real ancient black history. Welcome to the American Hidden History Channel. Kaniya Jacobs. Please like and subscribe. We're gonna be discovering ancient mysteries and analyzing conspiracies, getting to the bottom of real ancient black history. Welcome to the American Hidden History Channel, hosted by Kaniya Jacobs. Please like and subscribe. We're gonna be discovered. Please like and subscribe. Welcome to the American Hidden History Channel, hosted by Kaniya Jacobs. Please like and subscribe. We're going to be discovering ancient mysteries and analyzing conspiracies, getting to the bottom of real ancient black history. We're gonna be discovering ancient mysteries and analyzing conspiracies, getting to the bottom of real ancient black history. Welcome to the American Hidden History Channel. Hosted by Kaniya Jacobs. Please like and subscribe. We're gonna be discovering ancient mysteries and analyzing conspiracies, getting to the bottom of real ancient black history. We're gonna be discovering ancient mysteries and analyzing conspiracies, getting to the bottom of real ancient black history. Welcome to the American Hidden History Channel. By Kaniya Jacobs. Please like and subscribe. We're gonna be discovering ancient mysteries and analyzing conspiracies, getting to the bottom of real ancient black history. Welcome to the American Hidden History Channel, hosted by Kaniya Jacobs. Please like and subscribe. We're gonna be discovered. Please like and subscribe. Welcome to the American Hidden History Channel, hosted by Kaniya Jacobs. Please like and subscribe. We're gonna be discovering ancient mysteries and analyzing conspiracies, getting to the bottom of real ancient black history. We're gonna be discovering ancient mysteries and analyzing conspiracies, getting to the bottom of real ancient Black history. Welcome to the American Hidden History Channel. Hosted by History Channel. Hosted by Kaniya Jacobs. Please like and subscribe.
Hello everyone. I'm sorry for the delay. I had to share the stream. I'm multi-streaming on a couple of different platforms. Unfortunately, I couldn't get the stream to work on Rumble. I was trying to live stream on Rumble, but couldn't get it to work. Okay, so tonight we are going to be looking into the origins of Christmas. Okay, what is the true meaning of Christmas? Okay, where did this holiday really come from? All right, because you do a little research, you will discover that Christmas isn't about the birth of Christ, because Jesus Christ was not born December 25th. There are a couple of different so-called prophets or ancient deities and whatever that was born December 25th, but it wasn't Jesus. Jesus was not born December 25th. And I have a couple of videos and a few sources for you guys, article, whatever. I mean, come on, you can easily look this up or read your Bibles. You will learn that, your Christ was born in the spring, okay, not in the winter months or autumn. It was either autumn or spring. I'm sorry, guys, but definitely wasn't born December 25th. And we can pull up the scriptures too later if y'all want to. We can get into that. I can just get my old family Bible. We can read what season Christ was born in, and you will discover it wasn't winter. Okay, they got y'all celebrating Saturnalia. Okay, for 2 weeks, I think, before Christmas. It's the whole 2 weeks. It's Saturnalia, I think, between December. Let me pull it up real quick for you guys. Saturnalia. So I can give y'all, it's either a week or 2 weeks. Okay, it's a week. Okay, so December 17th through the 23rd is Saturnalia. So they got us observing that, winter solstice. And then December 25th, was it the birth of Nimrod? Nimrod loved the evergreen tree. This is why you put up your tree, is to honor Nimrod, actually. But a lot of people don't know that. But we're going to get into that. Oh, and the Yule tide. You're celebrating Yule. So, hold on. Let me flip the screen for you so we can get into this. All right. All right. Let me go and put this on full screen for you. Okay. I'm going to watch the origins of Christmas. Where do it come from?
Christmas. Although it's said to be the most wonderful time of the year, how true is this really? While much of the world will be partaking in gift giving, tree decorating, ornaments, presents, and Christmas meals throughout the season, here's what you didn't know about Christmas. Because did you know that Christmas was in fact banned in America at one point? Oh yes, this is true, and what you're looking at is an actual public notice that was posted, and it even says the observation of Christmas having been deemed a sacrilege, the exchanging of gifts and greetings, dressing in fine clothing, feasting, and similar satanical practices are hereby forbidden, with the offender liable to a fine of 5 shillings. And notice how it's also classified as satanical practices, but it's also considered and deemed a sacrilege. And if you look at that word, it actually means, according to Oxford Dictionary, the violation or misuse of what is regarded as sacred, and according to Merriam-Webster, it means a gross irreverence toward a hallowed person, place, or thing. In 1647, Christmas was officially banned by English Parliament and the Puritan leaders. Oliver Cromwell, who was a Puritan leader at the time, banned all Christmas-related activities from 1647 all the way up until 1660. However, the Puritans banned Christmas between the years 1659 and 1681. In America specifically, it was Alabama that became the first state to legalize Christmas in 1836, followed by Louisiana and Arkansas as of...
Now that's crazy. Now that's crazy right there. Alabama was the first state to legalize this satanic ass holiday in 1838. And they want to act like the southern states are the most holy and whatever. You know, they call this the Bible Belt. But you're going to discover that a lot of Christians don't really know what they're worshiping. Okay? They got y'all worshiping multiple entities. Okay? Demonic entities. Okay? The God of the Old Testament. Whew, okay. Look, I'm not going to go too deep. I'm going to let this play out, and we're going to talk more after this video. Okay? But Christians are just blind sheep. They don't know. They are afraid to research and question what they are worshiping. They think what they're worshiping is good because their parents gave them this religion, this slave religion. Okay, from us, Black Americans, Indigenous Americans, this came from slavery. So I don't understand why Black people don't question this at all. But hey.
1838, hence the celebration that commonly occurs on December 25th. But what was once considered a satanical practice and a sacrilege, and if you look at the etymology of the word sacrilege, you'll see that it means stealer of the sacred things. Is there some truth to that? Let's find out, because what you're going to see is that Christmas was celebrated thousands of years ago, even before the birth of the Messiah. In fact, in Warner Keller's book, The Bible as History, we receive this following admission, quote, December 25th is referred to in documents as Christmas Day in AD 324 for the first time. Under the Roman Emperor Justinian as of the 6th century AD, it was recognized as an official holiday. An old Roman festival played a major part in the choice of this particular day. December 25th in ancient Rome was known as the Dies Natali Invictus, which can also be pronounced as the Dies Natali Solis Invicti or Sol Invictus, which also means birth of the unconquered sun, the day of the winter solstice, and at the same time in Rome, the last day of the Saturnalia, which had long since degenerated into a week of unbridled carnival. So on December 25th, in ancient Mithraism, this day gave homage to Mithras, the sun idol, who oddly resembles Lady Liberty, as you can see with the halo behind. But this day did...
And I made a video explaining that Lady Liberty is not a lady, okay? erecting that statue was, it symbolizes the rise of the hermaphrodites. Um, they pretty much conquered us. Um, Hermaphrodites have been just filtered in society, and just you know, we consider these ultra masculine so-called females as real women just because they have a vagina and it partially functions. It functions enough to develop a baby, you know. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. A lot of times it don't, but they can develop babies in them. And a lot of them can't push babies out because they don't have the muscle lining and all that. A lot of people don't like me talking about the yoni and yoni care and all that, but I mean, this is how you can weed out who are real, who's the real women out here, who's fake. Because of these fake women, they don't properly function. They hate intercourse. They okay. And another reason why they created these religions is to advertise these hermaphrodites. They need these religions to, you know, really pull so-called men to them or whatever. But it's a lot. It's a lot with this. But these people from the other side of the world, so-called some of these European bloodlines, they only could produce hermaphroditic so-called females. Not just with them, certain North African tribes, also in Central African tribes. A lot of inverts come from that way. But the thing is, they are poisoning Americans, so we become inverted also. And they've been doing this for I think like more than like 3 decades, like 4. They've been doing this since 1950, putting these certain chemicals in the water that actually invert, and then also some of these concoctions, these injectable concoctions that y'all be getting. I can't say certain words because, you know, get strike with medical misinformation. I'm getting tired of that. But y'all don't question shit out here. I'm getting tired. I really was talking about just hanging this up because I've been doing this for too long, trying to expose, you know, the truth of what's going on out here. Nobody wants to listen to me. Okay. And I've been putting a lot of energy in this, and then I have haters. I have a lot of fucking haters that just be like striking me, like just be reporting me, and it's crazy. I see a lot of other people get away with so much other crap on here and just be there. But whatever. I'm tired. I'm freaking tired because a lot of this information is already out here, been out here for a long time. Just people act like they can't just go and research it themselves. And I be just laying out the resources for everybody. But yeah, Lady Liberty is not a lady. It's a fucking hermaphrodite. It's a dude. Okay? You can look at it and see it's a dude. Straight up and down. You know, most of these hermaphrodites are shaped like a freaking rectangle. The fat ones are just round. They have no real shape. Okay? That's why they have to get these BBLs. Okay? Man, I don't consider any of these so-called women that actually got a lot of these surgeries, like fake breasts. You're not a real woman too. You're just as artificial as the trans, getting all these surgeries. But let's get back on subject, okay? Since, you know, Lady Liberty was brought up, it's showing the origin of that. Who was the deity? It was, you just said the name. I'm going to go back. I'm going to continue playing this.
Resembles Lady Liberty, as you can see with the halo behind. But this day did not. This day gave homage to Mithras, the sun idol, who oddly resembles Lady Liberty, as you can see with the halo behind. But this day did not just give homage to Mithras, oh, quite the contraire. Now there was also the ancient Roman festival known as Saturnalia, which was a festival in homage of the sun idol Saturn, originally held on December 17th for a week, with festivities all the way up until December 23rd. Now during this pagan Roman winter solstice, it was celebrated with the sacrifice at the temple of Saturn and the Roman Forum, along with a public banquet. But did you also know that during Saturnalia, there was also private gift-giving, continual partying, carnival atmospheres that also overturned Roman social norms, and during this time, gambling was also permitted. And, according to Michael Grant's book, History of Rome, before long the Emperor Aurelian established a massive temple of the unconquerable sun as the central and focal point of the entire religious system of the state of Rome, and the birthday of this pagan deity was to be observed into December 25th, and thus transformed into what's commonly known as Christmas. But there was the ancient Roman winter solstice festival, also known as Brumalia, that honored and gave homage to idols such as Saturn and Kronos, as well as Ceres and Demeter and even Bacchus. And by the Byzantine era, celebrations went from November 24th all the way up until Saturnalia around December 23rd, and lasted close to a month, and was celebrated as late as the 6th century AD. And
Okay, I'm sorry for butting in, but I was kind of right. So I just forgot about this other celebration. So this one was the the one that lasted 2 weeks, the one that I brought up. So yeah, there's Saturnalia and then whatever this is, broader or whatever. Yeah.
during this time, feasting, merriment, and sacrificing pigs to idols took place. And then, contemporarily speaking, this all gave rise to what's commonly known as Yule, which is one of the pagan Wiccan celebrations that is commonly celebrated and observed from December 20th all the way up until December 23rd in order to celebrate the rebirthing of the sun. Although originally observed by Germanic peoples, giving homage to Odin, who is also known as the Germanic god of death, among several others, this festival is just one of the 8 festivals that's celebrated by the Wiccans around the same time as Christmas. And not only does it have to do with paying homage to the rebirthing of the sun, but it's also all about magic, bonfires, as well as potluck and feasting. But where does Christmas really come from? Did it really originate 2,000 years beforehand, or was it a celebration that was partaken even thousands of years before that? Because according to the Roman Catholic Church and the Catholic Encyclopedia of the 1911 edition, when you even look up the word Christmas, you will see that it says Christmas was not among the earliest festivals of the church, and then it goes on to say that, quote, the first evidence of the feast is from Egypt, unquote. But what you're about to see is that Christmas traces its origins all the way back to Babylon. Now we will be talking about topics that are commonly associated with Christmas today, the first being most commonly known to many, Santa Claus. Because did you know Santa Claus is actually a corruption of the name Saint Nicholas, who was a Roman Catholic bishop during the 5th century AD. And according to Encyclopedia Britannica, Volume 19, pages 648 through 649, you will read, quote, Saint Nicholas, Bishop of Myra, a saint honored by the Greeks and Latins on the 6th of December. And it also says, a legend of his surreptitious bestowal of dowries on the 3 daughters of an impoverished citizen is said to have originated the old custom of giving presents in secret on the eve of St. Nicholas, or December 6th, which was then subsequently transferred to Christmas Day, hence the association of Christmas with Santa Claus. But there is something even darker and more interesting and suspicious indeed when you closely look at Santa Claus and even his name, Santa. Because if you unscramble the word Santa, you get the word Satan, and you can actually do this on your own, and you will see that this is the case. But this isn't the only way that Christmas pays homage to Satan. Oh, we're just getting started. Now we'll be discussing the Christmas tree and its origins, because it's not what you think it is, and it does not originate where you think it comes from. Now, the Christmas tree originated in Germany, but also got its roots from the Romans, who then got it from the Egyptians, who then also got it from the Babylonians. And we even see mention of Christmas trees in Scripture as spoken of in Jeremiah chapter 10, verses 1 through 4 as well. But what is the real purpose behind the Christmas tree? Well, according to William Walsh's Curiosities of Popular Customs, page 242, quote, an old Babylonian fable told of an evergreen tree which sprang out of a dead tree stump. The old stump symbolized the dead Nimrod. The new evergreen tree symbolized that Nimrod had come to life again in Tammuz. Among the Druids, the oak was sacred. Among the Egyptians, it was the palm. And in Rome, it was the fir, which was decorated with red berries during the Saturnalia. There is much more to the story when it comes to the Christmas tree. And what does the obelisk and the Christmas tree have in common, you may be wondering? They are both phallic symbols that represent the phallic symbol of Nimrod, and the Babylonian story goes as follows. After the death of Nimrod in Babylonian tradition, who is commonly known as Horus in Egyptian tradition, what then happened is that the wife of Nimrod, who is Semiramis or Isis in Egyptian tradition, then scooped up all of his body parts, finding all of them except one body part. And of course, the one part that she did not find was his phallic symbol, or his penis, which then became a symbol and symbolized by the obelisk and even the Christmas tree. Because whether you know it or not, Christmas actually gives homage to the birth of Nimrod, the sun idol, and we'll be talking more about that in just a moment to come. And then of course we have presents and gift giving, which originates all the way back to Saturnalia, paying homage to Saturn, the deity of agriculture. But what about the lovely ornaments you see on Christmas trees? Where do they originate from? In ancient Roman tradition, the Romans decorated their trees in order to honor Bacchus, the god of fertility, during Saturnalia, and they also placed 12 candles on the tree in honor of the sun god. But that's not all. And what the Greeks did is that they worshipped Adonia, who was allegedly brought back to life or rebirth by the serpent Asclepius after having been slain, once again paying homage to rebirthing during this time. And we also know that the Germans attached fruit and candles on their trees in order to honor Woden, where the name Wednesday originates from. But what about all of those lovely lights that you see? Well, these lights, along with the ornaments, they give homage to Nimrod, the sun deity, representing rebirth of the sun, and we know that Satan transforms himself as a messenger or angel of light, because the Christmas tree and the Christmas lights and the Christmas decoration, they all give homage and honor to Nimrod, who is commonly also known as Baal, not to mention the stars on the Christmas tree, which represents the star of Ishtar, the wife of Satan, literally. And then we have the reindeer, in which we're commonly taught and told that the reindeer are the ones that sleigh around Santa so that he can deliver presents to children on the evening of Christmas Day. But there's even a darker truth behind what reindeer really symbolize. Because according to paganism, reindeer are commonly associated with the horn god of the pagans, most commonly the horn god Cernunnos, who oddly resembles the Baphomet. Now Cernunnos is said to be the Celtic god of fertility, animals, wealth, as well as the underworld. But there is more to be told about reindeer even in Norse mythology. In Norse mythology, there is also a horse who is commonly known as Sleipnir, who is an 8-legged horse of the god Odin, who is known to be a, quote, helping spirit and became a stallion giant and travels throughout the worlds in Norse stories and myths. Now that you know that Satan is actually the one that's riding these reindeers and not Santa, you'll know what reindeer is all about when it comes to Christmas. If you're thinking about decorating with bows of holly, well, just know that they represent a symbol of fertility, just like rabbits and Easter eggs for Easter, as well as giving homage to Isis herself, commonly known as Easter, the symbol of the fertility goddess. But what about the wreaths, mistletoe, and Yule log? Well, according to Encyclopedia Americana, it states, quote, the holly, the mistletoe, and the Yule log are all relics of pre-Christian times. In fact, according to Frederick Haskins' 1926 book, Answers to Question, Haskins states, quote, the use of Christmas wreaths is believed by authorities to be traceable to the pagan customs of decorating buildings and places of worship at the feast which took place at the same time as Christmas. And what about the Yule log itself? Well, it actually represents the Scandinavian fertility god as well as the rebirth of the sun god Lu, and note the phallic symbol of this symbolism as well. In fact, the Yule log was commonly used in a rite of Teutonic nature worship. So now you'll know the real definition and origins of the Yule log and the wreaths. And then we have the mistletoe, which according to the Encyclopedia Britannica under Santa Tales, quote, the European mistletoe is thought to have had special ritual significance in Druid ceremonies and lives in folklore today, its special status as the Christmas mistletoe having come from Anglo-Saxon times. Mistletoe itself is a parasite that lives on oak trees, and also note that the Druids worshipped in oak tree groves. The ancient Celtics associated with the Druids also used to give mistletoe as an herbal remedy to barren animals to make them fertile. And it is still referred to as an all-healer in Celtic, and like the mistletoe, holly berries were also thought to be sacred to the sun god. The original sun log came to be called the Yule log, and Yule simply means wheel, which has long been a pagan representation of the sun. Well then, you're probably saying to yourself that Christmas is just a mere celebration of the Messiah that's spoken of in the New Testament in order to celebrate and reverence his birth that was allegedly on December 25th. But what if I told you that he was not even born on December 25th or nowhere near December 25th with scripture to prove it? The Messiah of the New Testament, whose real name is Yahusha, was born nowhere near December 25th, but was born sometime during the fall feasts in September and October of today. But, however, there were many others who were born on December 25th in many mythologies, Jesus Christ included. Because as you see right here, December 25th was celebrated and hallowed as the birth of many sun gods, including Nimrod, and some of them we've already gone over, including Horus for Egypt, Mithras for Persia, Tammuz for Babylon, as well as Buddha and Krishna, as well as Dionysus and Zoroaster, and the list goes on. And note how they all have a sun symbol behind all of them too, which is where you get all the sun symbolism as we see throughout many ancient cultures, and even today with sun worship and worshiping on Sunday indeed. And the reason that December 25th was chosen specifically is because this day has to do with the rebirth of the sun. And note how this day typically comes 3 days after the shortest day and the longest night of the year, where the sun is now starting to shine longer in the day, therefore symbolizing its rebirth, aka the birth of Nimrod or Baal, the sun god. In fact, nowhere in Scripture does our Father or the Messiah himself even say or command to observe birthdays anywhere whatsoever. And the places that we do see birthdays being observed is by the Pharaoh in Bereshith, or Genesis chapter 40 verses 20 through 23, as well as the birth of Herod in Matthew chapter 14 verses 6. So we see that nowhere in Scripture does our Mashiach Yahusha tell us to celebrate his birthday, and nowhere does our Father Yahuwah even tell us to observe Christmas either. And we know even with Scripture telling us that the Mashiach was not even born during the time of Christmas. And we know that because according to Luke chapter 2 verses 8, when the Messiah was born, there were in the same country shepherds abiding in the fields, keeping watch over their flocks by night. However, that could never occur in Judea in the month of December, because the shepherds always brought their flocks from the mountainsides in the fields and curled them no later than October 15th to protect them from the cold, rainy season that followed after that date. And if you look at Song of Solomon chapter 2 verses 11 and Ezra chapter 10 verses 9, you'll see that winter was a rainy season and the shepherds were not permitted to abide in the open fields at night because of the cold. And according to the Adam Clark Commentary, Volume 5, page 370 of the New York edition, quote, "It was ancient custom among Hebrews of those days to send out their sheep to the fields and deserts about the Passover or early spring, and then bring them home at the commencement of the first rain, which was commonly during the autumn, well before the winter time." And if you look very carefully at Luke chapter 1, you will see that the Messiah was conceived 6 months after John or Yahuchanan the Immerser or Baptist, and therefore was born 6 months after John, and during this time he was born during the time of the fall feasts. But that's not all, because we also see in Scripture that our Father actually tells us not to celebrate Christmas or have any affiliation with it whatsoever, because Jeremiah chapter 10 verses 1 through 4, our Father even tells us, "Learn not the way of the heathen," and describes a practice that sounds just like Christmas that the heathen partook in hundreds of years before the Mashiach or the Messiah was even on the earth. As well as Amos chapter 5 verses 21 through 22, where our Father Yahuwah even says, I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. Though ye offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not accept them, neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beasts. We also see in the Torah how Christmas actually breaks commandments, and how our Father Yahuwah time and time again speaks against Christmas and all these other holidays, even in Exodus chapter 20 verses 1 through 17. Because we see that it breaks the first, second, and third commandments, as well as in Deuteronomy chapter 12 verses 29 through 31, which says we are not to be involved in any type of paganisms whatsoever. Deuteronomy chapter 12 verses 1 through 4, which says we are to have no graven or carved images whatsoever. And then we also have Exodus chapter 34 verses 13, Deuteronomy chapter 7 verses 5, and Deuteronomy chapter 16 verses 21, which says no Asherah poles or trees whatsoever, and that includes Christmas trees, with Jeremiah chapter 2 verses 20 as a witness. And we also know the feast days that our Father Yahuwah commands us to celebrate and to keep and observe in Leviticus chapter 23 specifically, and we even know that the Messiah of the New Testament even kept these feast days too.
I love this video so much because he broke down like all of the scriptures that I was going to pull up. He covered pretty much. And it says in the Old Testament, like Deuteronomy, Christians are not supposed to be celebrating this holiday or any other pagan holidays like Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day. All these holidays are all pagan and stuff like that. But Christians, they do it all, and they do it big. They do it big on these satanic, what would be satanic to them, what would be considered satanic. These Christians just do it big on these freaking holidays. It be them. But, yeah. I don't observe any European religion whatsoever. I'm just, I'm out here just whistleblowing, just trying to show and reveal the truth to everyone. Like, this is what y'all are celebrating today. This has nothing to do with the birth of Jesus Christ. Okay? Nothing to do with your Yeshua, whatever. Okay? Nothing to do with that person. Okay? I'm not a Hebrew Israelite, but this video was made by a Hebrew Israelite. There's other videos exposing actually Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, and Christmas. We're going to go to that video next. This one's almost over. We got 2 more minutes on this video, and we're going to go to the next one.
And scripture even says that we are not to add or take away from the words that are written in scripture. Once again, nowhere in scripture does the Messiah or the Mashiach Yahusha tell us to celebrate his birthday anywhere. Nowhere in scripture do we even see the word Christmas or even the word Sunday found anywhere. Nowhere does our Father Yahuwah tell us to observe or celebrate Christmas and speaks against it. And the question that we should be having and thinking about is, are we following truth or Babylonian customs and traditions? Are we following truth or tradition? That is the question. And according to Alexander Hislop's The Two Babylons, quote, long before the 4th century and long before the Christian era itself, a festival was celebrated among the heathen at that precise time of the year in honor of the birth of the son of the Babylonian Queen of Heaven. And it may fairly be presumed that, in order to conciliate the heathen and to swell the number of the nominal adherents of Christianity, the same festival was adopted by the Roman Church, giving it only the name of Christ. So the next time you're thinking about celebrating Christmas with your family, or even putting up a Christmas tree and decorating that Christmas tree with ornaments and other things, and the next time you're thinking about dressing up as Santa Claus, or even celebrating it with your family and giving gifts with your kids and giving presents with your children, you'll know the exact origins of Christmas from front to back and from left to right. Because yes, Christmas is very pagan indeed and has its roots grounded in paganisms in Babylon all over again. And the question once again is, are we following truth or tradition? And as always, remember to seek Yahuwah and his true son Yahusha for even more truth. But this is Truth Unveiled here, saying shalom.
Okay, I'm back. So yeah, all right. Yeah, Truth Unveiled, he always have some good videos. Hold on. All right. Okay, the true origins of Kwanzaa and Hanukkah. Here we go.
A celebration meant for Europeans. Well, I keep hearing about cultural appropriation said by non-whites who live in and enjoy the fruits of a Western nation built by European culture. Few bring up all that the world has culturally appropriated from Europeans, like Yule, which many know as Christmas. Yule was a Northern European celebration centered around the winter solstice. Today, we hear people in the multicultural West say, you have to say Happy Christmas, Kwanzaa, and Hanukkah.
Baby Jesus, Happy Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah.
But all 3 of these are imposters, attempting to ride the energy of European Yule. Let's first look at Kwanzaa. We are told this is an exclusively African-American festival that begins on December 26th, which celebrates African heritage and family. It is not a Christmas celebration. The truth is, Kwanzaa is not honored in Africa. It was manufactured in 1966 by a black radical FBI stooge, Ron Everett, aka Dr. Maulana Karenga, founder of United Slaves, a violent rival to the Black Panthers. Turns out Ron was also snitching to the FBI, reporting on the inside of the Black Power scene, the scene that was created and encouraged by white Marxists in America. But Ron Karenga was also a white-hating criminal with a major record, and a rapist who was convicted of torturing his victims, even his female comrades. Both Deborah Jones and Gail Davis described how Karenga had demanded that they strip naked. Then he whipped them with electrical cords and beat them with a karate baton. Detergent and a gushing hose were forced into their mouths. One had a toe clamped in a vise. This is a sick man. While Karenga talked about black unity in 1969, his gang clashed with the Black Panthers over control of a black studies program at UCLA. Of course, they all had guns, and 2 Panthers were shot dead. In 1971, Ron was sentenced for his crimes, for up to 10 years, but got out in a few. He gets out of jail and becomes a professor who took over the Black Studies Department at California State University, which he runs to this day. He presumably wrote a study in classical African ethics. A violent rapist criminal is writing on African ethics, and it's published in American textbooks. And this man is a main figure in the Black Power movement. Kwanzaa. This pathetic holiday lacks any authenticity. For one, the name of Kwanzaa and each of its principles are in Swahili, a language not even spoken by anyone brought to America in the days of the slave trade who came from Western Africa. The Kwanzaa ceremonies have no African counterparts, and they don't even make sense. For the day of Muhindi, ears of corn are set aside for each child in the family, but corn is not indigenous to Africa, it's Mesoamerica. Another ripoff is the candles and the menorah concept, exactly like in Hanukkah. A different candle is lit each day. The principles signify crypto-Marxist values with anti-white overtones. But Karl Marx was a Jew, not a black man. They say the 7 candles symbolize the sun, but in Africa, most desert dwellers hide from the sun because it's too hot. They're lunar people. The solar edition is a ripoff from the European winter solstice celebration, which centers around the sun in the cold of winter. And Kwanzaa is supposed to be a harvest ritual in December. The major farmers in Africa are the white ones being murdered to this day. It's no coincidence that Kwanzaa falls around the same time as European Yule, which is a celebration of the winter solstice in the north, an ancient European pre-Christian tradition. He could have chosen any other time, but Karenga knows that this is about being anti-Yule or anti-Christmas. It's about him being anti-white and making a statement. Al Sharpton declared that the Kwanzaa feast would perform the much-needed service of de-whiteizing Christmas. Hey Al, Jesus was Jewish, not white, and Christmas was entirely borrowed from Yule, which we'll get into last. And Yule is most definitely white. Karenga's blacks-only anti-Christmas, anti-Yule celebration is now an established, taxpayer-supported seasonal school event. It's no wonder, though, because chances are high that Ron still works for the FBI, doing the bidding of the elites who are actively pushing policies that are blatantly anti-white. Because today, the rapist, torturer, gang member is absolved of all sins because he sings the chorus of multiculturalism.
Therefore, we understand that America is not a white finished product, but an ongoing, unfinished, multicultural project. An ongoing, unfinished, multicultural project.
Not a white finished product, but an ongoing multicultural project? And he repeats it as though he memorized it from a script. Hey Ron, why isn't Africa an ongoing multicultural project? Why does this only apply wherever white people live? And if he loves black people so much, why doesn't he live where they are in Africa? One thing's for sure, this project is quickly becoming the projects.
And each people has both the right and responsibility to speak its own special cultural truth and to make its own unique contribution to how this society is conceived and constructed. So multiculturalism is central to the educational mission.
He says each people has the right to push their culture and have a say in how society is constructed. Sure, unless you're white, but Europeans have already conceived and constructed this society. He's talking about deconstruction, changing America to be something that is not European. So some guy who came to America from Africa last week has the right to push his will on the founding stock, because this is an ongoing project. And this anti-white mission is the central, most important thing in education, he says. But of course, in this multicultural project and celebration of culture, European student unions aren't even allowed. Yeah, we live in such a system of white supremacy. Bottom line, Kwanzaa is a fraud and it is anti-white.
Kwanzaa traditions are quite ancient, dating back over 1,000 years.
Whoa! What's that, Black Santa?
You need 7 Kwanzaa candles that you light up every night, but they best be made of beeswax, so y'all might as well be white. They must be made of beeswax, or we might as well be white.
Let's move on to Hanukkah, a celebration exclusively for Jews, a celebration that also was a manufactured newcomer.
In fact, we have very little evidence that many Jews celebrated Hanukkah at all in the 19th century. People who were concerned about Jewish children made Hanukkah important for other reasons. They were concerned that Jewish children not feel neglected during the Christmas season. And so they did an entirely different thing with Hanukkah. They made parties for children. They made special events for children. They made sure children got presents. They decorated their homes. They really focused on children.
It's hard to be a Jew on Christmas.
In the 1860s, Rabbi Max Lilienthal noticed that too many Jews were enjoying Christmas customs. He also noticed how it made kids interested in their culture. That's when the idea of Hanukkah came, borrowing Yule concepts. But it didn't really catch on until Henrietta Zold, a major Zionist leader, also believed that Hanukkah celebrations needed to be reshaped in line with Christmas ones. As time went on, it wasn't until the 1930s and 40s when it started becoming a thing. So what do they base this holiday of Jewish identity on? Jews admit that they've borrowed from every culture they've come in contact with. Remember, they've been nomadic people going from place to place. One culture Jews borrowed from more than any other is from ancient Greece. The Talmud says that the only language the Torah could be properly translated into is Greek. If we look at Jewish expulsion, Jews were expelled from over 109 countries. You know, if you've dated 109 guys and they've all dumped you, eventually you need to look at yourself as the problem. That's not what Jews did. While in a host country, they stirred up trouble by rebelling against the local culture, plotting division where people had a culture. That's exactly what they did during the Seleucid Empire, a major center of Hellenistic culture that maintained Greek customs. Jews bitterly resented pagan Greeks and thought their culture was a crime against Yahweh. They were loud about it. Although Syrian Greeks were tolerant of many gods and left the Jews alone, the Jews began pushing monotheism and Yahweh as supreme. Remember, the Greeks are the ones to come up with the idea of a city-state. So throughout the Hellenistic world, the Jews had communities and enjoyed autonomy. In 176 BCE, a new guy, Antiochus, took the throne, and he wasn't tolerant of Jewish rebellion and conspiracies like his father. And so he outlawed the Sabbath and circumcision and erected an altar of Zeus in a Jewish temple. Then the Maccabee family planned a revolt. Hanukkah is about the celebration of these Jews who rebelled against Hellenistic culture while living among them as a minority. They slaughtered Syrian Greeks in a bloodbath, even some of their own who assimilated into Greek culture. Many Jews feel this massacre saved them from paganism. Hanukkah is an extremely anti-Greek and pagan-phobic celebration of Jewish military victory and massacre of pro-Greeks. Its roots are in murder and blood. It's known as the Maccabean Revolt, usually dated at 167 BCE. Funny then that Jews are the biggest advocates of multiculturalism to the West today, but not for Israel. They refuse to assimilate, but Jewish leaders today say Europe must become multicultural. What if an Odinist went to Israel in the same way the Jews were attracted to Antioch, which later became part of the Seleucid Empire, and began building temples to Odin everywhere, disrespecting Yahweh, pushing for Jews to honor Odin? What if they then massacred those not accepting or converting, and then concocted a holiday to celebrate their victory and bloodshed? Even killing their own who converted to Judaism. Well, that's what Hanukkah is celebrating. Hanukkah is a total ripoff from Christmas, pagan Yule. Jews decorate a bush, use lights, ornaments, centerpieces, they have candles and presents, chocolate, and they even copy our stockings idea. All they've done is place their symbols on our traditions. The only thing they didn't copy was the ham. We're told the original miracle menorah had 7 branches, but for Hanukkah they use 9 branches. 9 is an important number in ancient Norse myth, which we'll talk about later. This 9th branch is called shamash, which means the attendant. It's used to light the other candles because it's forbidden to use the actual Hanukkah candles to light the menorah. So it's like the Shabbos Goy, the non-Jew who serves Jews during the Sabbath when they can't lift a finger. It's no coincidence then that Shamash also happens to be a Mesopotamian pagan sun god. The Jews follow a lunar calendar. They are not solar people. This 9th branch symbolizes the non-Jew pagan who follows the sun, who they see as a conquered servant. Further, it's no coincidence that Hanukkah falls near the winter solstice, a sacred time for pagans. Jews claim the revolt was in Kislev, our December, but there's no proof for that. The Jews took an important pagan solstice celebration and supplanted Hanukkah, their festival of lights, to mark victory over Greek pagans. Jews follow a lunar calendar, so Hanukkah is nothing about the solstice. It's about redirecting the energy of the pagan temple to Jews and Yahweh. The word Hanukkah comes from the Hebrew word for dedication or consecration, so their purification is a pagan's defilement. Hanukkah is based on religious intolerance. Yet why is it that every year a giant menorah is erected in front of the White House to symbolize this massacre? The White House even has an annual Hanukkah party.
Well, welcome to the White House and happy Hanukkah.
With all the schmutz in the world, can you believe that we are here with the President of the United States and the President of Israel celebrating Hanukkah in the White House? I stand here like the Maccabees of old who defied the culture of their time that said that destiny could not be changed, and instead they jumped in to write a new story that demanded freedom and equal opportunity for all.
Only Judaism, a religion that represents 2% of America's population. This tiny minority is consecrating the temple and asserting Yahweh's supremacy once again. Rabbis will say, oh, Hanukkah is just something so the Jews don't feel left out around Christmas. But considering their past relationship with paganism and Yule being a pagan celebration, this is no coincidence. Is it also a coincidence that Jewish organizations have worked hard to change Christmas to Happy Holidays, ending the religious references? Even though Jesus is a Jew, behind the true Christmas story lies an important key to our past, which we'll get into last. Although the Bible is full of Jews, most Jews are repulsed by Jesus in the New Testament, hence the Christian bashing. Huge topic with many angles, but in short, Jews reject Jesus as their Messiah.
Everybody blames the Jews for killing Christ. I don't care. Good. I hope the Jews did kill Christ. I'd do it again. I'd fucking do it again in a second.
The Abrahamic religions are newcomers who have borrowed elements from older myths, or they just flat out wrote new stories representing their people. And we know that Jews are elaborate storytellers, like the story of the menorah, their oldest symbol. The story goes, after the Maccabees reclaimed the temple, they found a small amount of oil for lighting the menorah, enough for just one day. Miraculously, it lasted 8 days. The number 8 is important to Jews, symbolizing their covenant to Yahweh, which is about snipping the penises of their babies when they are 8 days old.
Who are all these people? A rabbi brought them. Apparently you need 10 Jews to watch him lose his dickhead or it's not official.
That's it.
Seth Rogen, who is Jewish, just made a Christmas movie where he wore a Star of David on what looks like a classic Christmas sweater. I haven't seen the movie, but I did see the trailer.
We're going to the best Christmas party in New York City. So that gives us several hours to hit as many traditions as possible.
How fucked up are you right now?
Hallelujah!
Not that kind of church.
No.
Who's that guy? What guy?
On the cross.
Jesus.
Oh, Jesus. Is that what they think we did to him?
Yeah.
Can they tell I'm Jewish?
Yes. Your fucking sweater. Don't you dare throw up in here. Swallow it like a girl would.
I need a barf bag.
Barf bag. Is it still happening?
We did not kill Jesus! We did not do that!
Him throwing up in the church is a good analogy of how most Jews feel about Christianity, and by extension, its followers. And they're very loud about it. But as I will talk about later, it's not Jesus that evokes these emotions, but the true Christmas story behind the facade.
I'm banished from Christmas Town.
Impossible. Our people have contributed to Christmas for years.
Our people?
Murray Lefkowitz, at your service.
A Jewish Santa.
Who else would work on Christmas? And you are?
Ira Finkelstein. But don't tell anyone. I'm incognito.
Ira, you know the song White Christmas?
Of course, I love that movie.
A Christmas classic, yes. Written by a Jewish writer, directed by a Jewish director, and the songs courtesy of the great Irving Berlin, also a member of the tribe.
No way.
Let It Snow, written by Sammy Kahn and Julie Stein, Jew 1 and Jew 2. Silver Bells, Winter Wonderland, chestnuts roasting on an open fire. We're batting 1,000. Go ahead, try one.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Funny you should say that. Johnny Marks, Jewish. He also wrote Rockin' Round the Christmas Tree and Have a Holly Jolly Christmas.
That's crazy.
Is it?
All these Christmas songs Jews write are a distraction from the real celebration. In the end, the menorah candles are about keeping the fire lit to Yahweh and extinguishing the fire of those dark pagans. Desert people do not have fire-burning winter festivals. This is about conquest, marking a victory over non-Jewish Europeans and their revulsion against us. We are lied to that Hanukkah is a holiday of religious or cultural tolerance. In reality, it's about Jewish culture being supreme. Next year, try and erect a giant sun wheel or sun cross next to the menorah at the White House. See how that works out for you. Jews refused to assimilate into ancient Greek culture, but now they're forcing non-Jews to assimilate into Jewish culture and values, calling you an anti-Semite if you reject their ways. How is putting up a menorah in front of the White House and fighting to remove manger scenes and crosses different from Antiochus erecting a Zeus statue in a Jewish temple? This time, there's going to be a Maccabean Gentile revolt. No one is calling them out for doing the exact same thing that they claim was done to them. Now we come to Christmas. I hear people saying keep the Christ in Christmas, but don't realize the Yule has been removed from Yuletide. For thousands of years, our European ancestors were not Christian. They did not celebrate Christmas. Jesus is an idea that only appeared to Europeans about 1700 years ago. I know people get heated on the topic of Jesus, but the reality is Christmas is entirely based on Yule, an ancient celebration of the winter solstice in the northern hemisphere. Most definitely, in every sense of the word, it is a white holiday. First, why is the sun so important to northern Europeans? Well, the winters are long and dark. The sun is life, and observing its course means a change in season. Without the sun, northern European people would die, unlike the lunar people of the desert who have warm days year-round. Northern Europeans are ice people. Fire was of utmost importance to the survival of our ancestors. Our industriousness comes from thousands of years of living in the cold, preparing for winter. Otherwise, we'd die if not prepared. Unlike an African who can pick a watermelon or other fruit year-round, He has no rush to prepare for the brutal winter. Although Africans now have Kwanzaa and Jews have Hanukkah to honor their people, we are told that Christmas is for everyone. It's a globalist holiday, but it's based on a distorted truth, culturally appropriated from Yule. Yule always will be an ancient European tradition, a celebration meant for Europeans, honored for thousands and thousands of years before Christmas. We are of the North. This celebration is deeply a part of our ancestral psyche. Christianity was an attempt to unify Europeans under one God, and it was a violent process. That's just the reality of it. Over time, our pre-Christian knowledge was eroded and supplanted with Christian names and faces, but buried deep, the truth remains. It's why we love the feeling of Christmas so much. The church had to keep the main elements of pagan myth because within it lies powerful truths, charged with thousands of years of accumulated ritual. It's the only way people would have accepted it. There had to be something familiar and truthful within it. Let's briefly recall the story of the Christian Christmas without getting into the creation of Christianity itself. But if you haven't, look into the work of Joseph Atwill or Akira S., who were on Red Ice Radio. There's different ideas on the origins and why Jesus was called the King of the Jews, but this story, although with borrowed elements, is not the story of our ancestors. And yes, I've heard many people say, we are the true Israelites, but isn't it telling when Christians can name the Jewish tribe they think they're from, but not their own in Europe? A major disconnect has happened here. And of course, you can compare the many parallels of Christianity to Norse, Greek, and Egyptian myth. For instance, Odin. He wounded himself by a spear. Hung for 9 days on the world tree, he uttered that he had sacrificed himself to himself. He came back to life with knowledge and power over the 9 worlds. Sound familiar? Christmas. We are told that an angel appeared to a virgin woman, Mary, and said she would miraculously conceive and give birth to a son. The child would be called Jesus, the King of Kings. Well, it was decided by Pope Julius that his birth would be celebrated on December 25th, placing it right in line with the winter solstice, intentionally to claim it. This son Jesus would be the light and savior of the world, the Son of God, the light of the world, the risen Savior, he who will come again. Yule. Yule, a 12-day celebration in Old Norse, sounds just like Yule in Swedish, which means wheel. The wheel marks the changing seasons, the course of the sun, and the cycle of life. The sun cross or sun wheel is an ancient European symbol. That's why burning a giant sun wheel is a Yule tradition, one to start doing again. The female aspect of Christmas is important. Mary gives birth to a son. In the Nordic story of Yule, the highest goddess, Frigg, the wife of Odin, is associated with fertility, marriage, household, and motherhood. Frigg has her own palace, where she sits spinning clouds to float above Midgard, the human world. She spins the wheel of life, bringing in the new sun, the change in season. The Yule wreath is a symbol adapted from Frigg's spinning wheel. She is also the mother of Balder, the god of light, truth, and peace. He was considered the most favored and best of the gods. Balder has visions of his death and is pierced with a spear of mistletoe, like the mistletoe we incorporate during Yule. His mother Frigg weeps over his body, and some think her tears became the white berries on the European mistletoe. The European mistletoe is used for medicinal properties, but it was also a ritual plant in the north. Its berries contain alkaloids, which are stimulating and make us feel good. They certainly can help with depression in those long, dark Nordic winters. Kissing under the mistletoe is inspired by the Norse. Balder is symbolized by the mistletoe. He dies, but in the time of Ragnarok or Norse apocalypse, he will be reborn. This is the story of Christ's second coming depicted in Revelation. Norse culture and myth is ancient, far older than Christ. So kissing or having sex under the mistletoe makes sense. Two come together under the spirit of a favored god, and it leads to the birth of a blessed baby, maybe even the return of Balder. The European mistletoe is also used to reverse infertility. The white berries of the mistletoe each contain a sticky seed. It's like semen. Plants give us clues of their uses. The mistletoe is semi-toxic and it's parasitic to other trees which it grows upon, yet it has healing properties. It's like the bittersweet story of Baldur's death and return. The mistletoe grew in the Norse holy groves high in the trees like a crown. The female aspect of Yule is so important that the first night of Yule, the night before the solstice, was called the Mother's Night in some Nordic areas. Our pre-Christian ancestors venerated both male and female deities and applied them to cycles of nature. Although Christians decided to give Mary a virginal conception, Yule openly celebrates fertility. What are the Yule or Christmas colors? Red. Red represents blood from a woman, menstrual or from birth. Green represents growth or nature. Gold represents the sun, the life giver. And white represents snow, but also semen. The Yule log, the mistletoe, the feast, the lights, gifts, and decorating the tree are all pre-Christmas traditions containing sacred symbology behind it. In those days, plants and trees that remained green all year seemed magical for Europeans in the winter, such as evergreen, pine, spruce, holly, mistletoe, and ivy, the plants we associate with Christmas today. Every 9 years, Vikings had a sacred sacrifice to the gods called blut, which means sacrifice, worship. Many gathered from around to offer their gifts to the gods in exchange for blessings and fertility, sustenance, and protection. After sacrificially taking the life of an animal, they would be hung from holy trees in a sacred grove. The blood would drip from the trees. You know the red Yule ball ornaments you hang from the tree? They are symbolic of the drops of blood or pieces of flesh given to the gods. Here we find the colors red, white, and green. Red blood, white snow, green trees. Well, what about Santa or Saint Nick? On the night of Yule, the bearded Odin leads a great hunting party riding his fierce 8-legged horse named Sleipnir. He leads a band of horsemen and hounds in a hunt through the night sky. On that night, children usually placed boots filled with hay outside their doors to feed Sleipnir. Odin would leave a gift in return. That's why we hang stockings on the mantle. Some countries still fill the socks with hay, and in Norse myth, the gods like gifts. Hence the cookie and milk for Santa. Reindeer come from Northern Europe. How many reindeer pull Santa's sleigh? 8. 8 being the 8 legs of Odin's horse. Rudolph was not added until 1939 by a Jewish man. For some, this changed the lineup to 9 reindeer. While 9 is still an important number in Norse myth, there are 9 worlds. Odin hung for 9 days. Thor takes 9 steps before falling to the ground, killing a serpent. 9 fertility feasts every 9 years, and there's others. Thor, the god of thunder and lightning, rode a chariot pulled by 2 goats. 2 of Santa's reindeer are named Donner and Blitzen. Donner means thunder in German. Blitzen means lightning in English. This is a reference to Thor and his goats. Santa is Odin, a magical god and a wise shaman. Kids today leave a cookie for Santa, no different than Vikings leaving a gift to their gods. Of course, to the church, this wise ancestor we call Santa is Satan. Elves, like Santa's helpers, are very much from Germanic Norse myth. One of the 9 worlds is called Alfheim, the home of light elves. They aren't gods, but they possess magical powers and skills. Santa wears red and white. Some think these colors come from the Amanita muscaria mushrooms that grow in the northern hemisphere. They think Santa is symbolic of the shaman who eats the magical mushroom and hallucinates, having a flying experience. While people and animals did eat hallucinogenic mushrooms, this story doesn't just come from any shaman who trips out, but it comes from Odin. As I said earlier, red and white are symbolic of blood and semen, but also blut and sacrifice to the gods. Odin is also a god of war. War is red. The Christmas story, both with Jesus and Santa, puts human faces to a natural phenomena, the winter solstice, the rebirth of the sun. Well, so did ancient Europeans. We had deities for all things in nature. The sun is the savior of the world, especially when you live in the cold north. But the deities that arose from the collective psyche of our European ancestors are also communicating.
Now, I'm only going to say this one time. Everybody who's watching on Twitter better like this video right now. I don't care who you are. If you're a Christian seeing this for the first time, okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry your reality has been shattered, okay? But this information is easy to pull up, okay? And I don't understand why black people are still Christians today, knowing that we got this, we were forced to convert during slavery, okay? Who cares about these Africans? They didn't go through what we went through, okay? Black Americans, we have different origins. This is what I be talking about all the time. I have videos, over 300 videos talking about our origins, okay? The theories of how we got here, okay? Black Americans, we are of a different stock. We are black, supposedly, okay? We're in that category because of our skin color and, okay, and that is the color codes they use in law. So we're a minority in law. That's why they label us as black. We are slaves to their system, okay? In their religion, they say that black-skinned people are slaves. We are descendants of Hamites. That's why we all have to come from Africa, okay? And they fake the science to force us all to go along with this out of Africa BS, okay? All right? Now, all you motherfuckers who are watching on Twitter right now, fucking like the video. Or whatever. Like the video, retweet. This is real history here. This is where fucking Christmas come from. It has nothing to do with Jesus Christ.
Both inner and outer. We are tied in with the Earth's cycles, which affect us internally and externally. Our ancestors knew this. To be cut off from this is to be dead. The winter solstice marks an important turning point, the shortest day of the year and the longest night of the year, which means the next days will be lighter, longer, an increase in the hours of daylight until the summer solstice. And if you lived through a northern winter, you'd understand why this turning point of more daylight is so cherished and venerated. It's the equivalent of passing through the dark night of the soul. You might already know this, but even the days of the week come from the Norse. This Christmas falls on Friday, Fredag in Swedish, which comes from Freya and Frigg, the Norse goddesses. Why do we respond so deeply to Norse myth? There's evidence, and I agree, that Scandinavians and by extension Russians are the earliest Europeans. We come from the north, not the south. That is why elements from Norse myth can be found in various European pre-Christian cultures. It's the same story, and that is why the anti-white establishment demonizes Norse myth and culture and calls it racist. Think about it. Europeans are told that they are the one group that can't have exclusive cultural holidays, not even countries. Now in multicultural white countries, Europeans can't even say Christmas, the all-inclusive copy of the real thing. And in places like Sweden and Germany where they still honor Yule, they're being told to say happy holidays to not offend newcomers. Let's go to Israel and tell them their manufactured Happy Hanukkah is offensive because they slaughtered pagans and we celebrate Yule. It's time to reclaim your true culture. Holidays, myths, rituals, and values reject the fake copy that is giving you a watered-down version of the truth, cutting you off from connecting to your line, your people, and your grounding. So this solstice, some ideas to celebrate Yule. Create new rituals or observe old ones. Burn a bonfire, a sun wheel, or make a Yule bock and put it under the tree. Go into the woods and cut down a tree together. When you bring it in the house, cut the stump and do what they did in the old days. Carve wishes to the gods into the stump before you burn it in the fire. This is the Yule log. Then spread the magical ashes on your garden or use it to make soap. Create and decorate a centerpiece made of things that grow outside. Tell the kids about Odin's hunting party and leave a boot full of hay for Sleipnir. Make spirals outside made of trees and natural plants or lights. Create an altar in the house to honor the season your people, and your gods. Make a feast. Include a boar, which we now call a Christmas ham. Drink glögg, sing songs, tell stories of your family, their origins, and your culture's myths. Make ornaments with European symbols and surround your house with them. Make blessings for the new year. Incorporate the mistletoe, holly, ivy, and northern winter plants. Be outside for the solstice. Create candles made of ice and light.
Well, yeah, this is some good ideas for you, Europeans, white Americans, and all that. Okay, if you want to continue celebrating, understand what you're celebrating. Black Americans, understand what you're celebrating. Okay, understand you're honoring European gods when you celebrate Christmas. Blah. Okay, like seriously, like this stuff is so easy. So easy to pull up. But they call me crazy. They call me crazy because I have the brain cells, the ability to actually go to Google, okay? Because, YouTube is not a place where you research. So, okay, we'll Google then. Or go to a local library. What's the difference? Go use the fucking computers there. I can pull up some books about Yule. Or Saturnalia or something, or, there's many ways you can find this information. But because I have the brain cells, the ability to do so, and, I am curious enough to question, people call me crazy. People call me crazy. They call me a conspiracy nut job. They call me a Satanist because I don't want to worship European gods, because I'm not a conquered spirit soul. I still have a very high self-esteem. And I don't see these lighter tone people as my god. So I am seen as crazy to the average, plebiscite, out here who got, degrees from HBCU or freaking, state college or, I'm seen as crazy because, I think outside of the box. They say I do hard drugs, but the only thing I've ever done was herbs. And, that extend to hemp. Like, it's so bad. Okay. I drink a little wine. Like your Christ, he drink a little wine. He turned water to wine. Crucify me. I'm a demon. Because I did those things. Oh my God. But the rumor is, I'm on hard drugs because I actually can use my brain. I can use my brain. So apparently, I'm on drugs. A crackhead wouldn't be able to do all this and show you and live stream this shit to you and tell you all the things I tell you and be able to use my social account. Actually, burnt out, fried crackheads don't even use their freaking social media accounts. But y'all insult me because I don't think like you. And I don't stick to societal norms. So I'm crazy.
Them on fire. If you live in the north, make it a ritual to wake up early one day in the few weeks until the solstice to see the 2 morning stars. Morning stars are our people, ice people in the north, not something evil as Christians say. Everything is in reverse. Don't believe the lie that says we don't have a culture. Empty materialism and cheap Chinese goods is not our culture. The fact is, we have an ancient, powerful culture, one that everyone else around the world is culturally appropriating. Our ancestors were radical, primordial traditionalists. They weren't having orgies, eating mushrooms, and drinking blood.
Oh my goodness. I was talking and the mic was on mute. I am so upset right now. But like I was saying, okay, I just don't understand why all these so-called educated people have not researched this stuff themselves but want to call me crazy and cancel me because I'm not talking to y'all like little preschoolers out here. I'm a grown adult woman. I talk to y'all like grown adult people, but y'all expect me to just give you little pieces like y'all are freaking 5-year-olds and talk to y'all like y'all are 5-year-olds. I'm supposed to talk to strangers like like y'all are little 5-year-old kids. Okay, I know every video I make, someone is a new person viewing maybe, and this is their first impression of me. So I'm not intentionally trying to be rude with people, but it is clear that society is full of idiots. Okay. And for me to be able to easily pull up this information that the origins of Christianity come from Europe, it really is all about the Yuletide celebration. But then there's other celebrations in this month, like the whole month of December. There's European like pagan holidays, Saturnalia, and then there's Bolinalia, something like that. Is some with a B that start from November to the mid December that was spoke about in the beginning of this video that lasted for 2 to 3 weeks that I was telling y'all about, but I couldn't think of the name and I got it mixed up with Saturnalia. But like all this stuff can be easily pulled up. And I am treated so poorly because I have functional brain cells. And people want to say all this stuff and do the smear campaign on me, which I'm going to do this whole live exposing the wicked people in my family that has been doing the smear campaign on me for a long time just because, I've been like just a unique spirit, had a unique spirit soul all my life. Just, was different from the bunch, a little bit rebellious, but not too rebellious. Okay. But the issue with me always with them was, my thing with hemp. Like hemp is the most demonized thing in the Bible Belt. Cannabis, hemp, all that. And that herb kills parasites in your intestines if you consume it. If you actually get an organic source of hemp product or cannabis itself, it actually kills parasites in your intestines. Pure tobacco kills parasites. I did a video on that. It's on my freaking YouTube live stream. I did a whole video about that. And certain other herbs that you consume kill parasites in your intestines. But everybody is thrown off by the word parasite because I think a lot of y'all were designed to be parasitic hosts. That's why y'all hate that some of us bring up the parasites and tell you to kill it because y'all probably won't survive without that parasite in your brain or whatever. Y'all live for the parasites. A lot of you soulless people out here. But to fix your health, you gotta parasite cleanse. Avoid toxic meats. Now, I'm not saying stop eating meat completely, but try to find the best organically, organic source for meat, a butcher that actually killed the animal within the same day or same week, You're not getting old meats that's been on the shelf for 4 weeks in the freaking deep freezer for months at a Walmart. The meat's fresh. It don't have any coloring, don't have any antibiotics and steroids. Another thing, incorporate more fruits and vegetables in your diet.
Nobody's eating a complete diet right now. This American Standard Diet is what's really killing us. A lot of these experimental things that y'all are getting injected into you is inverting you. It's turning you into a hermaphrodite, along with the water. If you don't got filters on your water, okay? It's no secret that the government's poisoning us, but so-called revolutionaries on Twitter don't believe it. And they continuously worship European gods, celebrate European pagan holidays, like it's nothing, and do it big. It's the Christians that do it big, and that's why the Jays see y'all as goy servants, slaves. Y'all are mental slaves, and I tell y'all are mental slaves every day, and y'all get freaking mad because I come on passionate, telling the freaking truth about this reality. And then I'm like shadow banned almost everywhere. I'm always going through shit in the real world because people are constantly gang stalking me. I'm going through that too. And then, yes, I'm going through this smeared campaign thing where I got this stupid little charge that I'm fighting right now. They keep continuing it because whatever, but I'm going to get, freak. Oh my God. I'm going to get into that in another video about my personal things that I've been going throughout this year, which is why I couldn't focus on, the whole being a beauty influencer and, the light SW work I was doing. I couldn't put too much energy into that because I had a lot of things going on with my family, and they've been sabotaging a lot of the things that I've been wanting to do. Just hateful individuals. And then they used one of my cousins as a pawn who's been in and out of prison. He don't know too much about these wicked aunts and their agenda. He's been used as a pawn. And I said a lot of things, but I'm just going to try to straighten everything out with this documentary I got set for y'all tomorrow about everything I've been going through, because they ain't going to keep lying on me. I'm going to have this video out on every platform. So if anything happens to me, y'all can go back to this and reference this, because I'm tired of these demons. I'm tired of these demons, and I'm tired of these people trying to pretty much destroy my character, because I'm really not a bad, I really just try to be to myself and chill. Like, I don't mess with anybody, but I've always had people just constantly come at me with stuff. And what happened last month at my grandma's house is what really happened. This evil... Okay, I'm sorry. Let's get back to this Christmas special. And I will do this documentary tomorrow, Christmas Day. I have a lot of receipts. But yeah, I just been going through so much, okay? And this has to be done. I have to do this for my grandma, who can't defend herself right now. So, yeah. I've been called all type of stuff just because I'm a so-called nerd and I can actually use my brain. Everything under the sun, a crackhead, meth head, whatever, never did any of these white drugs. But because I can use my brain, they label me as this, and they're trying to say that free thinkers are schizo now. They're trying to label us as that because we can see through a lot of BS. There are a lot of crazy people in this conscious community. Don't get me wrong, but a lot of us aren't. And this is why I gotta do my documentary.
Blood every night like our enemies like to portray. It's time to reclaim your true culture, holidays, myths, rituals, and values. Reject
Yeah, this is for you lighter skinned folk out here. Yeah, reclaim your true culture. This is all about Yule. This is what she's explaining. Now, indigenous black people, understand that what you're celebrating today is a very, 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 very white holiday. Okay? Has nothing to do with Yeshua, the Christ, whatever. You're not you're not celebrating his birthday. Why would you? And if this is a God, what God has a birthday? Like, come on. A lot of these Christians don't even have brain cells. And they literally be turning into Agent Smiths if you question anything that they do. They just go berserk. They can't challenge you mentally, so they'll try to start beating you up because you question their Jesus. These freaking black American slaves and African slaves. I'm tired of y'all because y'all want to try to convert me back to mental slavery, and I let that shit go. I'm a free woman. I'm a free indigenous woman. And, you know, I know if I'm going to celebrate today, I know what the freak I'm celebrating. But, you know, I usually don't celebrate holidays, but, you know, I don't care. I'm not a Christian, and I don't hide that. I don't hide that I'm not a mental slave to the ruling class. Okay? I see people for who and what they are. If you have a wicked soul, I steer clear from you because I can see through you and I know what the freak you are. So I'm not going to let you suck my energy. And another thing, people be lying on me. I stay to myself. I am an introvert, been introverted all my life. But because I'm beautiful, people assume any and everything. Because I'm not a sad, insecure, deformed, sloppy, asymmetrical, mutant, fake female out here, and I'll actually take a picture of my beautiful body and post it online. Ooh, I'm a slut. Yeah. And I take these pictures in the comfort of my own home. You never see a club background. You never see me posted in front of my car. Outside, showing my jiggly parts. I'm in the comfort of my own home taking these pictures. But, ooh, I uploaded online. This is how retarded Christians are. Okay? This is how retarded Christians are because they can't separate the metaverse from the real world. And then they try to keep people like me from actually making money because they know I'm a soul and they want me to suffer.
The fake copy that is giving you a watered-down version of the truth, cutting you off from connecting to your line, your people, and your grounding. Tell the story of the night your ancestors used to sit and wait for the birth of the sun god Balder, born of the goddess Frigg and fathered by Odin. Whether you're Irish, Swedish, German, Russian, Romanian, Yule and the winter solstice is our European celebration. The true meaning of Yule is deeply embedded in your psyche, passed down from our ancestors who honored the sacred knowledge for thousands of years. It is highly charged, and that's why everyone wants a piece of our tradition. But it's ours alone, and no supplanted non-European figure is going to erase that truth.
And it's got to be true because Africans and Black Americans can't let go of this holiday. Even knowing that Christianity comes from you getting beat, buck broken, you still worship their gods. It's maybe a Stockholm syndrome. I don't know. But the information's out there. But because I'm able to pull this up, I'm able to use an OBS streaming system and get on here and screen record. I'm able to actually do a decent live stream because I'm able to do that as a woman. And I'm able to actually relay this information through my mouth, through the English language. I'm a crazy person. And because I don't speak to adults that's supposed to be older, like some of y'all are older than me, but because I don't speak to y'all like you're a preschooler, I'm a drug addict, and I'm an a-hole. That's what they say. I'm an a-hole. I'm a drug addict. Because I know I know about the system and what's going on, what these holidays are about. I'm very aware of what's going on. And people claim they're so disappointed because I don't want to continue on looking just earthy with my look. Okay, I went with the earthy thing for 10 years of this whole spiritual thing, and that repelled a lot of people. Okay, it don't seem like people here in Alabama like me earthy, and I want to explore different looks on myself. I have a beautiful face. It's a beautiful canvas. I want to try new things, and that's a problem. I see the Agent Smiths always coming after me. It's a huge problem for me to be a hot woman on the internet, but everybody else, the Lizzo size chicks, they can come on here, do it for free, no problem, no outrage. But because I charge for you to see a little bit, it's a huge problem. It's a huge problem because I charge and I have worth. Okay, you don't get freebies on Twitter. There's no freebies anywhere. But since I charge is a problem, they're making adult film a huge issue. They're claiming it's rotting the human brain, but it's actually the pharmaceuticals that these new experimental pharmaceuticals that's actually rotting your brain. But the major problem is corn, because independent people like me is able to use platforms like that to garner some income. I would not dare post too much on a platform where my family is on, okay, at this point. But I got rid of my family on social media like Facebook and Twitter and my Instagram. I think I got rid of all of them. But still, why can't we have that one platform that's being demonized right now, like, to show off our beautiful feminine form? It's the feminine form that's being demonized the most, because I see men getting on Twitter all the time, coming on there nude, doing nude meditation. We have spiritual guys coming on Twitter doing the nude meditation. They don't get ridiculed. They are not getting canceled. They don't have crazy psychopaths coming on their Twitter page posting scripture. It's us women that are getting demonized the most. And it's us that are actually in good shape that's demonized the most. Like, they really do push, like the Jays, they push these people who got the BBL in the algorithm to freaking just promote that and advertise that. That's my theory. Like, yeah, we get some athletic chicks in the algorithm too. We see them, but it's mainly like BBL chicks that you see all the time in the algorithm. None of us women who actually have a natural, good, nice shape. We're not muscular tone. We actually just have a decent shape and good metabolism. I don't know, maybe it's just ultra rare in the black community, but I mean, I know it's more common in other races too, but I don't see a lot of naturally beautiful women put in the algorithm and promoted. It's mainly BBL girls or, you know, the obese chicks, you know, the whales, the whatchamacallit, the hippos, and, you know, the ones that have the extreme butts, you know, the ones that are like 400 pounds, you know, but still have like the, I guess, pear shaped or whatever. We see them everywhere, you know. The ones that don't have a link on their page, no problem. Guys, or I think a lot of these guys are actually shaming women because they have to pay. You know, I see a lot of women, you know, deactivating their OF, but still have the thirst traps on their Twitter. You still have the thirst traps on there for free. So what are you doing? You're claiming you're doing this for your soul, to purify your soul, but I still see your tits out in your profile picture. This is contradict. So I see what these Christian dudes are doing. They're just shaming chicks to just go back to free. Just post your stuff for free and stuff like that. They don't want to buy it because they're broke. And that's why I don't want a broke Christian dude, okay? Y'all can kiss my ass and y'all can continue trolling and just, yeah. But, yeah. A brokey, yeah, I'm not giving anything to a brokey. Not time, not energy, not a conversation. You got to pay my DM fee. I don't get, no. You might catch me in a space, but, man, I've been really, like, this whole day, I just been, exposing the FBA, so I'm not going to really be chilling up in their spaces like that, because I know what they're about, too. They're lost and confused. New breeds of black, because, like, they're, like, I believe it, like, African American is a good term for a lot of you FBA people, because y'all are not indigenous Americans. You're not you don't originate from here. Y'all claim y'all are from Africa, FBAs. So you are African American. So what's up with why y'all don't want to keep that label? You are two different black breeds that came together, and you're just this new breed. And y'all are just lost and confused, have no, like, real history, but trying to claim a new status and title for yourself. And then you're arguing this, you're just continuing on this thing with reparations. Like, the American government is not going to give you any monetary incentive. They said this. They've shown this, and everybody just looked goofy just coming online complaining and then going to Washington DC marching. You donate to Tariq Nasheed to go to a free event to Washington to march. You don't have to pay anybody to march, but y'all still donate to him for this event. He get over 200K every time. Maybe even half a million for this event, just so you goofies to march for something that you're not going to get anymore. We opened the floodgates in 1960 to let all these other black foreigners in, okay? See, my thing, I don't believe in primate evolution. I believe in spontaneous generation. You think I'm crazy for thinking that we come from nature. I think you're crazy for thinking that we mutated and evolved from an amphibious being from the ocean to these primate mammals, African chimps and gorillas and apes, these bipedal humanoid primates. Y'all want to hold on to those theories that we come from all these different man, y'all can really fuck off for real, like, on everything I love. Like, I'm gonna continue to believe that I come from nature, because that a lot that resonates with my soul. And your soul never forgets where you're from. If you can't let go of the primate stuff, then you probably are that. Okay, there's a lot of hybrid humans out here. Some of y'all got dog in you, some of y'all got hog in you, some of y'all got a little bit of everything and just messed up in your head. And can't comprehend, you won't comprehend anything I'm saying. You just think I'm a crazy woman. Well, it's like, oh, I can't. You'll say, oh, I just don't understand. I'm just not smart enough. My IQ's too low. Oh, because I just don't want to accept that I'm a primate. No, you're a freaking primate. And you can't shove that, and you can't force that on me. I know I'm not a primate. My mitochondria do not originate from that, okay? You can tell by my phenotype. Look at my face, but see, that's why a lot of these local blacks don't like me. I do believe a lot of y'all are African American, and that's why you can't vibe with my frequency. You can't, like, I don't know, like, I don't have that super small forehead thing. I actually have a brain sitting in here. Now, my head is not as big as a Somalian or Ethiopian, but yeah, that's the clear difference between a lot of these blacks around, these chicks around here and me. It's like, I've noticed they have a very small forehead. Their nose, they have this like nose that like, this sharp nose that like kind of go up, like the nostrils flare up, kind of look like a triangle thing. And it'd just be wide. I don't have that. And my nose bridge isn't short. Don't have a super round skull. Like, none of you people pay attention to phenotype and anatomy. But yeah, y'all want to force me into that, in those boxes, the little 4 or 5 simple boxes that these Zionists put us in, when humans, there are hundreds of different breeds, like, of us, and then African American is a new breed. Honestly, like, a lot of y'all, like, I do believe Africans were brought here in the late 1800s after creation of steamboats, just a small percent, and a lot more flooded here after 1965 when was it the civil rights? Hold on, let me look it up. It was Immigration Act of 1965. The Immigration Act of 1965 is what allowed all these black foreigners to just come from everywhere. And that is what really ruined our chances of ever getting reparations like that. And then us actually participating. Like, there's a lot of divestors on both ends, I guess, now. Like, we should just accept reality for what it is in the present. But a lot of y'all are stuck in 1965, and I noticed that a lot of you people in the conscious community are mentally ill. So that's why I'm separating from consciousness and all this pro-black stuff, because y'all are like in a loop. Y'all are in like this psychotic loop, and a lot of y'all are like on like hippie time. Some of y'all are on psychedelics every day and you're frying your brain. The hippies out here, the new agers in the conscious community, they be on the shrooms way too much. It's not even for their spirit. It's not even to enlighten their spirit. They do it for the high, the shrooms, the LSD. LSD will mess up your brain. It's designed for that. The government created it. It's not a natural psychedelic. You're going to destroy yourself if you do it too much. You're going to fry your brain. But a lot of people who get into consciousness and this hippie stuff and new age spirituality, Christian new age, they start doing psychedelics and they start doing it hard. Ecstasy, it's not pure. A lot of the ecstasy has amphetamines. Okay, you'll find that a lot of these people are actually taking, the amphetamine tablets. That's what ecstasy is, and that's why I don't touch any pills, because the pills, that is what's really messing up everybody in Alabama. Everybody's on some sort of pill. Well, it's whether it's prescribed, and yes, prescribed pharmaceuticals are designed to destroy your mitochondria way harder than the street drugs. Okay, so you people who think you're better just because you popping a Xanny, you are destroying your body just as rapidly as a meth head. And it is what it is. Like, but y'all don't want to accept reality for what it is. Y'all are all druggies, and then y'all want to project that on me because I can actually use my brain. And that's the truth. Everybody in Alabama who's black is a druggie. I will bet so much money, unless you're like, really dedicated to, whatever religion. I've seen some good NPCs that probably don't touch anything out here, but for the majority, a lot of people are hiding addiction. A lot of my friends from JOJ, they're on cocaine right now. So many of my high school friends are on cocaine, and I had to cut them off this year, and they got stupid. Man, it's really sad. It's really sad how I see all the people that I grew up with around the same age, and some younger than me, look way older because they chose to try a lot of these party drugs. That's why I know a lot of y'all are weak-minded and mad at me because I'm not weak like you. And try to psychologically manipulate me and beat me down, but you can't do that. And this is my response to the so-called friend that I cut off of 15 years, okay? Like, I really ain't shit. Making up lies. And then you surround yourself around fucking idiots. Like, deep down inside, like, everything you're saying about me is not true. But a lot of these people believe the lies they make up so they can still have some sort of high self-esteem. I'm just tired of everybody in this stupid little city that I'm in. Everybody here is freaking retarded. And they mad because they see and they know that I know that I'm better. I'm not supposed to utter the words. I'm supposed to stay humble, but why am I not supposed to think I'm better than a crackhead? Y'all are fucking coke heads, crackheads, meth heads. I'm better than all of you. Why am I not supposed to think I'm better than all of y'all, and I don't do any of that, and I never tried that shit, and I'm never gonna try that shit. I'm never going to do that shit. I'm better than all of y'all because I actually care about my health. I actually go the extra mile and read the ingredients on the back of the shit that I buy at the grocery store. I do that. I spend extra minutes in the grocery store actually reading what I'm buying instead of just throwing it in the cart. Okay? But these sick individuals, they love to make up shit about me. They've been doing this all of my life. And I'm tired. And this is why the documentary that I'm going to upload tomorrow is very necessary. Because I got to show the faces of these people, the people in my family, the people I thought and trusted and thought loved me were all just making up lies and rumors about me and stealing from my grandma, stealing from her bank account. My grandma, who's still alive today, but is going through some acute dementia, short-term memory is kind of leaving her now. Okay, so now these sick parasites in my family, her own children are just acting like she's already dead. Don't even come visit her. But when I was there, because I needed to be there, because I wanted to get away from my abuser. Okay, I was in a long-term relationship. I'm trying to get myself on my feet. Here comes these demons in my family making up lies about me, trying to uproot me, get me out of my granddad's house. To put a cousin who's in and out of prison, who's going back to prison right now, in the room that I was in. And I'm actually helping my grandma. I'm cleaning up over there. I'm cooking for her. And these people make up lies about me. And I'm showing their face tomorrow. I'm exposing them in this video. I don't care. They can do whatever. They can scream, shout. They can say whatever. But my side of the story is going to be out there, and it's going to be for thousands of people to see. And then I'm going to be live streaming on TikTok. While I'm over at my grandma's house, I'm going to be doing that because I need that for my protection. I don't feel safe over there anymore because I voiced my opinion, the truth. And everybody came up there to try to back me in a corner, attack me. I had an adopted cousin, Toya, come up there and try to attack me and fault my mama and think I'm just going to let that go. Yeah, everybody in the whole world going to know the truth about your origins. I'm sick and tired. I'm sick and tired. And I'm not going to hold my tongue. Nobody's going to call me crazy because I can actually use my brain. While y'all out here just on autopilot, doing simple functions for the freaking matrix, doing your simple jobs, being a simple slave. And y'all mad at me because I'm trying to find shortcuts to make some real money to secure a future for my children, a good future for my children. But I got a million haters that's gonna go and just be in the way. It is what it is, I know. And I'm not gonna let you fucking demons stop me from shit. Never again, because now I know the truth. And I thought I had some real friends, but I don't. They prefer to have idiots surrounding them. But they are idiots themselves. So it is what it is. I'm just going to separate. Because I'm not going to let these demons set me up for shit.
This Yule is a perfect time to be reborn and resurrect your tribe, your sacred European values. It's going to be a white Christmas indeed. This Yule, share this video with your family and friends. Tell the truth about the origins of Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, and Christmas, and most importantly, Yule. It belongs to us alone. Happy Yule and happy winter solstice.
The funniest thing my auntie is so mad about is because I called them some uncle and auntie ruckuses, which that is what Alabama is full of anyway. These people date because they think they date other lighter tone, other races of people. Because they really think, they look in the mirror, they see something in the mirror, they see something ugly in the mirror. If I'm going to date other races, it's not going to be because I think I'm ugly. I'm going to tell you that right now. And these people, these slave demon parasites, they're mad because I have value as a woman. I see my value, and I'm not going to let any just Joe Smo brokey come in my face. Like, I'm not slaving next to a brokey who's just going to cheat on me, lie to me. I'm good by myself for all that. But I know there are actually high value, good quality, high value men that actually have money out here. I know where to look for them, and I'm not limiting myself. Okay. So, yeah. But that is what really angers the men in the community. And some of these guys that I guess got a crush on me online because I'm not easily accessible. Even before I brought monetary value to myself, I wasn't easily accessible. You had to be my type. You had to have some type of, like, I had to see that we connected on an intellectual level, okay? That mattered to me. And I had to be attracted to you once again, okay? But people made up lies and lies and lies about me because I'm a beautiful woman. And I noticed that that's common. I seen this happen to other beautiful women out here. They assume everything, and then they don't even see us outside. You've never seen me outside. I don't go to the rank-a-dank clubs in the city because it's not worth my time. I don't want to be up in there with you musty ass people. A lot of y'all look ugly to me. A lot of y'all really do look ugly to me, and y'all, I guess maybe I'm not like y'all, like of the same tribe as y'all, because I noticed that some black people are attracted to just everything. You have no type. You just fuck on anything that's hard or anything that has a working area, but I have standards. I'm sorry, you pea-brain Christian. I know it's hard for you to understand that I have standards, even though I love to show off this beautiful physique on Twitter or on, Instagram. But I have standards because look at this beautiful physique. And I'm not supposed to have high self-esteem. I'm not supposed to think I'm better than all these obese chicks in the community. I know I'm better than y'all. I know I smell better than y'all. I remember how I smelled when I ate the American Standard Diet. I smell way better than you. I look better than you. And people just hate that. People hate that I know that I am better. But it is what it is. And I'm not. You're not going to put me down. You're not going to put me back in those boxes. I'm not going back to mental slavery to appease any of you. I think a lot of y'all are scum. You're parasites. You're nasty. And you think that I'm going to rub myself on you. That's why I'm not a stripper right now, because I'm not rubbing my beautiful body on any of you parasites, and y'all are just mad because I sell photos. That's crazy. How low IQ can I'm showing you how low IQ Christians are tonight. I think there's one more video. I don't know how in depth this other one is. Hold on. Here we are. We're gonna go to this one.
So I'm going to show the ancient Near Eastern origins of the Christmas tree from the Bible. Christmas trees don't just come out of nowhere. So let's start at Exodus 34:13. This is the first time we see this word, Asherim. Asherah, a Canaanitish goddess of fortune and happiness, a symbol of this goddess, a sacred tree. It's a sacred tree. Doesn't matter if it's a pole. Pole is a tree that was cut down with the branches cut off, but a tree cut down could also have the branches still on there. Now, there are traditions around the world of totem poles, different wooden poles with carved images and whatnot, but there is also a sacred tree tradition that has existed for thousands of years. Today we call this the Christmas tree. So we see here the Asherim is something that can be cut down, Baal associated with the pillars, and Asherah associated with the trees. You shall utterly destroy all the places where the nations whom you shall dispossess serve their gods, on the high mountains and on the hills and under every green tree. Now we're going to see this phrase many times in this video. So we have the green tree. And you shall tear down their altars and shatter their sacred pillars, that's associated with Baal, and burn their Asherim with fire. So again, made of wood. And you shall cut the graven images of their gods in pieces and destroy their name from that place. You shall not plant for yourself an Asherah of any kind of tree beside the altar of Yahweh your God. Makes this association here with the Asherah and a tree. And you shall not set up for yourself a sacred pillar, which Yahweh your God.
And this is the God of the Jays, okay? The Jays we see today, the Jays that are in high places, okay? The Zionists, okay? Yahweh, okay? You Goy is Gentile. You worship the God of your slave master. I perceive that God as Satan, okay? I'm sharing this information to you Christians because this is what's in your Bible and this is what you don't read for yourself. You let a pastor read it for you and you're still not soaking up the information. And that's really what's going on. A lot of y'all are under like a zombie trance or something. It's like you're really under like some dark spell, like that keeps you on autopilot. Okay? These people are real dark magicians. They are really, really powerful dark magicians. Okay? And they cut off the light workers with this bogus religion, Christianity. They got everybody afraid of magic, but all humans are supposed to do some form of magic. We have some type of special ability. We were all cut off from by adopting this religion, Christianity. Christianity makes you afraid of magic, but magic is within all of us. And magic is not evil, okay? Magic's neutral. It's whatever you do, that magic is what makes it or define it, okay? If you become an evil, dark magician, then yes, you're doing dark work, you're evil. But it's, you can do good light work magic, okay? Good magic, positive affirmations and doing prosperity rituals for yourself and others so you can have good luck and bring forth money and all this other stuff to people within your circle, okay? Protection rituals and spells. I don't like. For me, I'm not opposed to all of that, okay? I'm not a Christian slave, once again, okay? That is what keeps you a slave to their system, this Zionist New World Order system, okay? We've been under the New World Order system for over 200 years now. People are still waiting on the New World Order when the New World Order is here. This is why everybody hold on to these Abrahamic religions, okay? The Abrahamic religion is the one world religion. They just have 3 different, sectors. They have the Muslim sector, because, we all have different languages we speak, so they had to create these different sectors, these different denominations that fit all these different cultures to get y'all under this one belief system. The Jesuit order, the Abrahamic religion is all for the Jesuit order, and we're all under the Jesuit order, believing in Jesus Christ, which is a new character, new God that was created less than 200 years ago. The whole Christianity religion was created less than 200 years ago. They fabricated ancient history, so you would stay stuck on this. Ethiopian history is fabricated. All these ancient African histories are fabricated because they're not ancient people. They're new. That's why they act the way they do. They're new, okay? They're not the ancient ones. Africans are not ancient, and Black Americans are not African. The real indigenous Americans are not African. Okay, they're one of the oldest Black races, but have been pretty much wiped out because we have been forced to mix with other Blacks from foreign places, and then we have been convinced to mix with white. But the thing is, Blacks have been miseducated on a lot of things, and they the reason why the black woman is demonized so much and promoted as, or, advertised as the most undesirable woman is for a reason, because they don't want black American women reproducing with anybody, because that keeps our mitochondria going. We're creating ourselves regardless if we are with, our men or not. I mean, but black American women don't want to accept that. But black American men accepted this lie that they can create black children with other races. So, like, what's the problem? Like, they don't want to learn the truth about mitochondria DNA and how that works and how only women pass that. And that holds the DNA memory and your race with, the DNA memory of your race within that mitochondria. But black indigenous Americans, we have been pretty much wiped out for the most part. It's only a small percent of us here. It's a lot more African Americans than actually indigenous black Americans that actually have some real stake to this land. This, we have real, like, African Americans, though, like, y'all, with y'all history, the American government, they can just say that, they can just continue telling y'all, like, to just go back to your homeland, okay, if America is such a problem. Like, every form of reparations, even, what was it, the Liberia situation, people hate when I bring that up, and they love to bring up these fake new numbers. Okay, yeah, it was less than 100K people that left there. Okay, sure, whatever. But I have documentaries, and I can pull that up, and I'll do other videos about Liberia again. I did like over 4 or 5 documentaries about Liberia and all these other West African colonies and how they used us to colonize West Africa. Everything that we've been taught is actually taught, like, everything we've been taught about history has been taught in reverse. It's not the truth, okay? Black Americans were actually convinced to go to Africa to colonize them, but it wasn't like a success. The Europeans still had to help in colonizing, but Black Americans had a hand in that, okay? It was all because we were manipulated and lied to. Some of our ancestors just fell for materialism, sold out, a lot of these head boule members, that started these HBCUs, they were just pure mulatto sellouts, and people are just not accepting that. Okay, these people who created African American history or African American studies, they were just sellouts, mulatto sellouts. Boule, okay, they do not have the best interest at heart for American blacks. They never had our best interest at heart, and the Boule were the ones putting on Africans all along, okay? Oprah Winfrey has multiple schools in South Africa and Zimbabwe. All these so-called Boule members put so much millions, billions of dollars in Africa, okay? But they want to push this lie that Boule people hate Africa, and it's always been this mass cover-up. See, they work with reverse psychology, and that's another trickery that Black Americans don't understand, because I guess the IQs are so low now. Most Black Americans and Africans' IQs are so low, they don't understand reverse psychology. But that's another trick that, the Boule has been doing on the masses. Well, the blacks, okay? Reverse psychology. Telling you that Boules hate Africans. So you think that, oh, well, this is what the Boule is keeping from us. It's African culture, so I got to immerse myself in that. And, and this is how we got so many psychopaths in the Black American community right now that romanticize Africa. It's not like it's so hard to get to Africa. Like Africa's a plane ticket one way is a $800 ticket. But the thing is, the average Black American is too poor to make trips like that. Okay, so the only thing they can do is romanticize and try to find beautiful, whatever, tribal videos on YouTube and just think that that's it. That's Africa. Okay, so yeah, because I'm able to express myself like this, people think I'm crazy. But I'm the furthest thing from crazy because I know a lot. Maybe I know too much. But the average woman is not on the stuff that I'm on. Like, the average woman is being a good slave. Being the great pick-me. And then the ones that aren't pick-me's, the ones that are just being sluts on fucking Twitter, oddly enough, they're still Christian. So, like, I'm like, what the heck? None of you people went soul searching. I guess a lot of these people are, succubus demons. Like, none of these people went through like a soul searching event in their life, spirituality. So yeah, what I've been doing on Twitter is just research. I've been like just looking deep, like observing the S work section. Like, I noticed the girls that actually blow up on OnlyFans doing that, they have to work, like really work that and upload new content, leakable content on Twitter. I'm not doing that. And that's another reason why motherfuckers are mad, because there's not leakable, free, so many like thousands of clips of me doing stuff to myself or having someone else mess with me, and you can't like, people are such idiots in Alabama. I did not add anybody to my body count. Like, I used to just when, like, I'm the type of person that used to just circle back on old flames and stuff like that, just so I wouldn't add to my body count. But now I'm ready to meet new people and move forward. I have met new people, but this person that I've known for 15 years really tried to play in my face. And no, I'm not going to make a documentary about them. It's not too deep, but it's sad that I had to cut off someone that I known that long, but I thought they were real. I thought that they understood me, but they are still deep under a Christian spell right now. All these people in Alabama are still under a slave spell. These Black Americans, they're all slaves, mentally and physically. Can't even see it. And they believe every lie that is told in these public schools. Now, education is okay to a certain degree if you're going to work in their system. I don't deny that. I'm getting my certification. People think that, because I speak out against indoctrination, that I'm telling everybody to just be dunces and don't learn proper English, don't understand the language that we're speaking. I'm gonna go and learn 3 or 4 different other languages outside of this, okay? I'm not opposed to learning. I'm learning every day. And that's where these Fruit Loops on freaking Twitter got me twisted. Wartime. Always think you know something. Wartime. You Fruit Loop. All these Fruit Loops are mentally ill, and that's the truth. And they hate women that come and debate them, okay? That's the pure soul of real gays that love masculinity only and hate women. And is a lot of these guys actually do have some type of aversion to vagina, even if the vagina is sweet smelling, they have an aversion to it. Okay, it's just in their DNA. Something is just twisted in their DNA. Wartime is one of those gays that are misogynistic and hate women and don't want women coming on the platform challenging him. He's out here promoting all types of inoculation, injections, new injections, and then laughing at people who are considering holistic medicine, holistic approaches to cure their bodies. But I'm telling you right now, a lot of these injections is turning people inverted, turning people gay, turning people homosexual, okay, and inverted. They're, even as an adult, you can, taking these chemicals can change you. It's not just during puberty where they can flip you. They can still flip you as an adult too. Take too many of these things. Eventually, your DNA is going to change.
Hates. So Yahweh hates the sacred tree. I grew up in a house that had the sacred tree in the house, and we made offerings to the tree.
And I'm going to make this clear. I don't care what Yahweh hates or loves. I'm just showing you the origins of Christianity. Not Christianity, but Christmas. I'm sorry, Christmas. And yes, I showed y'all the origins of Christianity too in previous videos, but I showed you the origins of Christianity and the origins of Islam. The origins of Islam and the, creation of the NOI. I have that video pinned on my YouTube. Okay, I've been constantly exposing these religions and why I'm non-religious. I believe in a higher power. I believe in God. I believe in pure loving source. Okay, I believe that exists and that exists within me. It's a piece of my soul. My uncle David Lee, he's another hater. He's another person that I thought vibed with spirituality, but when I had the conversation with him, he actually believed that I believe that I'm a God. I don't believe that I'm a God. I believe that my soul is connected to God. I never say that I am a God. I say that my soul is connected to God. But people misconstrue my words. People make up and assume that, because I don't worship European Jesus, Asian Jesus, Muslim Jesus, Jewish Jesus, or Black Jesus, that I worship the devil. That's the low IQ thing that I be talking about most people in society. So constantly having to explain myself, it gets tiring. I make these videos so I won't have to waste my breath doing it, but I still have to do it because people don't have time to sit through this. Because I'm not popping. I'm not hot and popping right now. I'm not the big viral sensation yet. So people, or I don't flash enough money in my pictures, but I have I'm finna start doing that, Sexy Red gave us the formula. Apparently, you sexy if you just walk around with a wad of cash in your hand. So I'm just gonna start doing that, taking pictures with cash. I'm gonna come on live. I'm gonna come on the screen here. I'm gonna have cash in my hand. I'm just gonna flash cash every 5 minutes. That's gonna get Black people's attention. If I flash my hundreds of dollars in the camera, that will get your attention. That will make me appeal more sexy. It's the material things that I have on my person, not the actual, not my great genetics, not my actual beautiful facial features. I have to have the flashy stuff too. So I learned, and I am gonna add that to this. Okay, so gonna keep a wad of cash, gonna keep a stack right on my desk, right in the camera. Because that is the only way you can get the average Black person's attention. I refuse to get the BBL. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna get a jumbo booty and like destroy my health, but I will get a wad of cash and I will just flash it every 5 minutes for you. But yeah, it seems like this is a guy who's newly converted to his Hebrew practice. He's letting us know what angers Yahweh. Okay, this is the God. This is supposed to be your God, Christians. This is the Old Testament God. He do not want y'all practicing this. Okay, it's in your Bibles, Deuteronomy. I'm gonna let this guy explain it, but this is not my core beliefs. Just because I play videos from woke Christians and woke, these Europeans that convert to, Judaism or whatever. Because a lot of y'all are slaves by default. You learn about Christianity being fake, you'll go straight to Islam or Judaism, not knowing that you're worshiping the same satanic God. I let all that go. I'm a real sovereign, free, indigenous woman with my own mind. People hate it. It's really nothing I can do about it because I'm not going to dumb myself down. I'm not going to be fake. And I have no ability to be fake. This is why I don't hang around people that I don't like. And I don't like most of society.
By putting the presents under the tree. First, we gave gifts to the image of a goddess / demon / alien, just like they do today in temples around the world. They give offerings to the image of a supernatural being. Incense, candles, very much like Christmas. They sacrificed to demons, all right? So he's calling Baal and Asherah demons right here. And the image of Asherah was a sacred tree that was cut down. So they forsook Yahweh and served Baal and the Ashtaroth. All right, that's plural. And the anger of Yahweh burned against Israel. So how does God feel about the modern day phenomenon of Christmas? What do you think? Cut down the Asherah and take the second bull and offer a burnt offering with the wood of the Asherah, which you shall cut down. And they cried out to Yahweh and said, we have sinned, because we have forsaken Yahweh and have served the Baals and the Ashtaroth. Unfortunately, when I try to talk about this with other Christians, they just get upset. They do not say, oh, we have sinned. We have these images of the ancient Near Eastern goddesses in our church or in our house, the sacred tree. We'd better remove it. No, they don't respond like that. They get angry. They get upset. Solomon kind of perfected syncretism. For Solomon went after Ashtoreth, the goddess of the Zidonians. Will scatter them beyond the river because they have made their Asherim, provoking Yahweh to anger. So Israel as a nation was kicked out of the land, and they went into exile and all that stuff because they made the Asherim, which was basically a sacred tree. Now, obviously, they didn't call it a Christmas tree back then. Christmas didn't even exist until almost 400 years after the birth of Christ. Why will the Israelites go into exile? Because they have made their Asherim, which is a sacred tree, provoking Yahweh to anger. This is the ancient, original, prototype version, what became the Christmas tree. Christmas tree type things don't just come out of nowhere. There's a history behind it, and it goes all the way back to the ancient Near East. And it's in the Bible, right there. If you want to hide something from a Christian, just put it in the Bible, especially in the Old Testament. They'll never find it. Judah did what was evil in the sight of Yahweh. They also built for themselves high places and sacred pillars and Asherim. But now the Israelites have basically become the Canaanites. They become polytheist idolaters, doing these same exact practices.
See, this is another low IQ individual. They didn't become anything. They always been that. They've always been that. This is my problem with these low IQ whites, okay? They are just finding any excuse to still hold on to the myth, to Jesus, okay? They want to hold on to it, but both books come from our slave masters right now. We are all slaves to the Zionist system. They created Christianity for the Goy. Okay? This guy is trying to go back to the roots and just be a white Hebrew Israelite because we got black Hebrew Israelites. I guess he's a converted Hebrew or a converted Jew now because he observed Torah and he's reading in Hebrew. He's reading in the Hebrew. You know, he's doing that now. So he's a righteous white man, you know, going to the roots. But don't even know that he's still a Satan worshiper just like everybody else. Okay, just like all the other Goy. Just like all the slaves. You're worshiping the same God and giving their God so much power. Because you won't let go. You won't let go of this lie. Okay? So even he thinks he's spitting the truth. He's, you know, oh, see, we're supposing that these Jews are Canaanites and, but you not recognize that all your religious tools come from them? Your scripture come from them? Everything comes from them. And even him, his IQ is so low. Haven't recognized that. Either that or he's an paid agent. A lot of these Christian conspiracy theorists like Candace Owens, they get paid to still deceive you. They need your slave ASS to cling to that Bible so you can still be a good little slave in their system. The Jesuit order, people, hello.
All right, a male prostitute, they're kind of like Levites, but they're transvestites. You got the high places, the temple. Sacred pillars, this is for Baal. The Asherim for Asherah, the goddess. The high hill, which is the high place. And you got every green tree. Now, what do we put beneath every green tree? Now we put the presents beneath every green tree now, which is an offering to the image of the Canaanite goddess or the sacred tree. A horrid image for Asherah. Okay, so again, this image made of wood can be cut down and burned. But the high places were not removed, right? Why is that? It's because the idolatry has not been removed from the human heart. Ahab also made the Asherah. He's whoring around with foreign women and foreign gods. It's a package deal. So once again, making the sacred tree provoked Yahweh to anger. I'm going to speculate here and just take a wild guess that Yahweh does not like sacred trees very much. And basically, every single king of Israel after Solomon was a polytheist. And most of the kings of Judah as well, except a few of them. Ahaz, he did not do what was right in the sight of Yahweh his God. He walked in the way of the kings of Israel, and even made his sons pass through the fire, according to the abominations of the nations. Now, this could refer to child sacrifice. It could also be some kind of castration ritual. This is the king of Judah. He also sacrificed and burned incense on the high places and on the hills and under every green tree. And they set for themselves sacred pillars and asherim, sacred pillar, sacred tree, on every high hill and under every green tree. They did evil things, provoking Yahweh to anger. And they served idols. But Yahweh said, "You shall not do this thing," but they did that thing. Nobody listens even today. They forsook all the commandments. They made molten images to calves and made an Asherah, and worshipped all the host of heaven and served Baal. And they made their sons and their daughters pass through the fire. These are Israelites, all right? So Yahweh rejected all the seed of Israel and afflicted them, gave them into the hand of plunderers until he had cast them from his presence. Yahweh caused Israel to depart from his presence as he spoke through all his slaves, the prophets. So Israel went into exile from their own land into Assyria until this day. And this is all because of what? All because of the Asherah, which is, again, a wooden symbol of a female deity. You think a Christmas tree is not a big deal? Hezekiah, of course, the great reformer, took away the high places and shattered the sacred pillars of Baal, cut down the Asherah. They were cut down, and he broke in pieces the bronze serpent that Moses had made, the Nehushtan. That's what we should be doing today, but no, nobody wants to do that today. King Manasseh, possibly the most evil king ever. He was evil according to the abominations of the nations. He rebuilt the high places which Hezekiah, his father, had destroyed. And he erected altars for Baal and made an Asherah, a wooden symbol of a female deity, and worshipped all the host of heaven and served them. King Uzziah commanded Hilkiah, the high priest, and the priests of the second order and the doorkeepers to bring out of the temple of Yahweh all the vessels that were made for Baal and for Asherah and for all the host of heaven. And he burned them. And guess what? He also tore down the houses of the male cult prostitutes, the Kadesh, the transvestites. The transvestites were in the temple where the women were weaving hangings for the Asherah. So they were decorating the tree. Cut down a tree, put it in your house, and hang things on it.
The reason why the majority of the population can't see a lot of these celebrities are inverted is because a lot of these people in society are chemically altered. Okay? Like, there's a lot of mental illness in both the white and the black community. A lot of mental illness in the black community. Idol worship is a big thing in the black community. A lot of black people will not have personality unless they have a celebrity idol that they mimic. Okay? That is what I've observed from every black person I've come across. None of these people have real personality. And that's another reason why I was targeted. I was targeted during my high school experience, being forced to go to all black school. They hated the fact that I was quiet to myself. Really just wanted to be just in and out. Didn't want to mess with anybody, but I guess you can't really survive in a black school like that, trying to just be, a loner. That, if you're, but what is sick is that if you show a softness, a meek softness as a female, women, the girls will come and tear you apart. Okay? They will rough you up and force you to become somewhat masculine because you're always going to be fighting for yourself as a feminine female. Amongst these hermaphroditic hyenas, because there's a lot of hermaphrodites in our community, and most people don't want to, everybody keep denying it or want to just stay blind to it, but we got a lot of hermaphrodites. These strong-jawed, wide neck, wide shoulder, big back, small waist, flat booty hermaphrodites in this community. We have a lot of them. Some of them got a cute face. I get it. Some of them do have natural boobs. Big boobs, small boobs. That don't determine if you're a hermaphrodite. It's your anatomy itself. It's your skeletal. It's your build. Is it masculine or is it feminine? You got a feminine frame. There's nothing. Like, you got natural hips and you didn't need any extra help, outside help, like getting hormones. You're a DNA woman. Okay, hips, small, short neck, small features, the waist that goes inward, not flare outward like Krishan Rock, what they got going on. Like, people are mad at me because I can see hermaphrodites. If you can see the hermaphrodites, then a transformed person can't trick you. If you can see the hermaphrodites, But no, we've been brainwashed to believe that all women are beautiful. We're all beautiful to someone. So there's a lot of delusional ugly chicks out here. Delusional fat bitches that I'm disgusted of that. I really hate overconfident fat ugly people. It's disgusting. Because when I get on here and is confident, it is seen as being arrogant. When I have every reason to be as confident as I am today because I have a balanced pH. I don't stink. I don't wake up with this weird collard green smell under the covers or some weird, the crab leg or fishy or, I don't wake up with a bad smell. I don't wake up with a bad attitude. My skin is clear for the most part. Yeah, I'll get like a little, 1-2 breakout, but I don't deal with cystic acne. There's so many things I'm happy about in my life. And I look in the mirror, I see something beautiful. I'm not supposed to have this confidence because apparently the new thing is being over 200 pounds. That's what appease the low value black man who works at a factory. So I gotta gain 100, 200 pounds to get the average black man or whatever. So I can't celebrate till then. Okay. Me being 140 pounds, 5'7", that's, that's not appealing. I gotta be a heavyweight. I gotta be a big back. And yeah.
There's also good reason to believe that they would castrate children and place their castrated testicles under green trees. Kind of like you put a present under the Christmas tree, they would castrate children and put their testicles under the green tree as kind of an offering for the Asherah, the fertility goddess. So the Christmas tree is a modern day representation of all this kind of stuff. Have you seen what faithless Israel did? She went up on every high hill and under every green tree, and she was a harlot there. So it was because of the lightness of her harlotry that she polluted the land and committed adultery with stones and trees, all right? The stones are the pillars, all right? These are the pillars of Baal, and these are the sacred trees of the Asherah, the ancient version of the modern-day Christmas tree. Christmas trees don't just come out of nowhere. We can trace it back to Northern Europe, and we can trace the paganism of Northern Europe back to the ancient Near East. But they pollute the land. That's why the Canaanites had to leave, because they were polluting the land. But then the Israelites moved in, and they also polluted the land. Adam and Eve polluted the land, and we are polluting the land today. Judgment is coming. Only acknowledge your iniquity, that you have transgressed against Yahweh your God, and have scattered your ways of harlotry to the strangers under every green tree. What are they doing under these green trees? What's happening here? So what does this phrase mean, under every green tree? According to the Theological Dictionary of the Old Testament, it polemicizes against cultic observances on the high places, which reflect Canaanite influence. Participation in these cults has brought guilt on Israel in the eyes of Yahweh. The exile is interpreted as Yahweh's just punishment for such conduct. The Israelites were sent to exile because they worshipped the ancient version of what we call the Christmas tree today. Remember, back in Deuteronomy 12, verse 2, they were told, "You shall utterly destroy all the places where the nations whom you shall dispossess serve their gods, on the high mountains and on the hills and under every green tree. And you shall tear down their altars and shatter their sacred pillars and burn their asherim with fire, and you shall cut the graven images of their gods in pieces and destroy their name from that place." These ancient practices are alive and well today in the form of Christmas trees. They have deceived us, they have tricked us into worshiping their gods. So Deuteronomy 12:2, which I just read, cites practices associated with the fertility cult performed at tree sanctuaries, whose fresh, leafy luxuriance symbolized vegetative fertility, thus exposing the guilt of Israel and Judah. Jeremiah 17:2 logically connects this cult with the Asherim, which is right here. As they remember their children, so they remember their altars and their Asherim by green trees on the high hills. Logically connects the ancient version of the Christmas tree, the ancient sacred tree, with the green trees here on the high hills. In the exilic period, therefore, Ranan, which is the tree, became a technical term for the false cult that, in the eyes of the Deuteronomists, had brought disaster on Israel. So what's supposed to be the symbol of fertility became a symbol of judgment and exile. So the exile was the result of people worshiping the ancient version of a Christmas tree, and that's what people are doing today. What do you think is going to happen? Kind of like here in Numbers 25, they use deceptive tricks. They have deceived us into worshiping their gods. The Christmas tree is a deception. There is a Christian way to celebrate the incarnation and the nativity and all these kind of things. But what's happened is that people are practicing syncretism when they bring in these ancient pagan images of the sacred tree, otherwise known as the Christmas tree. Now, Jeremiah 10 is one that people like to use to talk about Christmas trees because it is wood cut from the forest, the work of the hands of a craftsman with a cutting tool. They make it beautiful with silver and gold. Okay, so it is talking here about decorating a tree, right? Cutting down a tree and decorating it. That's what they're talking about. They strengthen it with nails and with hammers so that it will not totter, right? Just like today, people have a little Christmas tree stand so it doesn't fall down. Yeah, I guess this deserves to be on the list, but it's not the only verse. See, it's all about the Asherah. So they remember their altars and their Asherim, right? That's plural of Asherah. By green trees on the high hills. Well, there's the green tree, there's the high places, and there's the Asherim. There's a connection here between all of this stuff. So you're going to put a green tree in your house and decorate it with silver and gold, with ornaments, with round balls, fertility symbols, and lights, and burn candles. Really, is that what you're going to do? Really, go for it. Because you have burned incense and have sinned against Yahweh. This evil has befallen you. Why do you think bad things are happening today? Why do you think all the governments are turning against their own people? Then you will know that I am Yahweh when their slain are among their idols, all around their altars, on every high hill, on all the tops of the mountains, under every green tree, and under every leafy oak. Places where they offered a soothing aroma to all their idols. People would worship demons at the green tree, or under the green tree, apparently. Well, guess what? People still make offerings under the green tree today, don't they? It's called a Christmas present, placed under the green tree as an offering, and then opened up later, representing the blessing that the goddess has bestowed upon the people. It's called whoring around with other gods. As our good friend Hosea would say, my people ask their wooden idol, and their diviner's wand declares to them, for a spirit of harlotry has led them astray, for they have played the harlot, departing from their God. They offer sacrifices on the tops of the mountains, and burn incense on the hills, under trees. And I will uproot your Asherim from among you, and eradicate your cities. And I will execute vengeance in anger and wrath on the nations which have not listened. Is your nation listening? Now here it says uproot your Asherim, almost kind of like a tree. So do you want to put a sacred tree in your house? There are other ways to worship God than putting an ancient Near Eastern sacred tree that represents the goddess Asherah in your house. Worship of the ancient sacred tree was what led to the exile of the Israelites. Are we ever told to put a sacred tree in our house in the Bible? Actually, we're told not to. We're told to burn it down.
Well, finna hang it up now. It's pretty late. I'm gonna continue this Christmas special tomorrow. I'm probably gonna hop back on at 12 p.m. So be on the lookout. The first video I'm going to do is the family, the family feud video, the little drama. Gotta expose the demons, the main people in my life that I thought, was supposed to like at least have my back more than the people out there were actually spreading lies. So people out there would repeat. So this video is necessary. And I will be live streaming at 12 p.m. tomorrow. I will turn on the camera. I have a special shirt tomorrow that, special holiday shirt that I'm going to wear. Celebrate Nimrod's birthday. Krampus. I got a Krampus is my spirit animal shirt that I'm going to be rocking tomorrow. So, yeah, I'm going to do all that. That's the first video. I might do another video about Hanukkah and all that and origins of Abrahamic religion again. So you Gentiles out here will understand how they are controlling you mentally through the religion, through the education system. Education isn't bad, but going into their institutions without the ability to critical think, you will leave out an indoctrinated slave, okay? A slave with no ability to think for themselves. That's what the majority of Black Americans are today, okay? Especially these HBCU plebiscites that wrap their whole identity around that, having their debt paper, okay, and being a part of a pledging for AKA and the other one. But yeah, I am fully aware that I'm surrounded by demons, but you demons don't scare me. Everything needs to be exposed, okay? It's time for the light, everything to come to the light. And unfortunately, it's my purpose to shine light upon this dark, evil place. I am the light. I am the light bringer. Here I am. Unfortunately, yes, I'm a woman, and y'all hate women in this patriarchal system. But yeah, of course, why wouldn't a Christ being be forced to incarnate in the most oppressed body, which is the Black American woman? Hello. Everybody want to whine and say, Black man this, he's going through this and that, but you are actually living in your heaven as long as you instill these parasitic Abrahamic religions upon us. That's how you get our servitude, Black man, forcing us to still be Jesus worshipers or worship Yahweh or Allah. You need that to have a pick-me serve you. Unfortunately, I'm not a pick-me. Unfortunately, I'm not a mental slave. So, yeah. Can't get me. Can't trap me. Not gonna happen. Not converting. I don't care if a rich Christian come in my face. No. I can't date a slave. If I'm not a slave, I'm not gonna date a slave. I'm a free woman. Okay? Why would I do that? Why would I dumb myself down for some parasitic dingaling? A lot of y'all are sick and nasty. And I be saying that and y'all get mad. Yeah, like, I don't understand why people who actually know me don't believe that I'm just, if I am saying that I have a list of, and I have a type, and, you know, even with that, even being super fine, you have to like vibe with me mentally on a certain level. I mean, yeah. But people assume because I'm pretty, I should be getting so many people in my inbox. But me putting that DM fee right there, keep brokies out of my inbox. Like, I'm setting my boundaries. Like, these brokies can continue going with these slave pick-me's. I'm not one. I'm sorry. A compliment is not enough for me. Okay. You got to make a certain amount. I'm not too shallow. I'm not looking for a Chris, what's his name? Chris Brown or Corbin Bloom or Orlando Bloom, Corbin Bloom. I don't know. One of those like fine dudes, whatever. Okay. Or I don't know. I'm not looking for that either. It's like, but money is the top of the list. You got to make a certain amount. I'm not, that's actually number one, actually, at this point. And then personality and intellect. It's 2, 3, and then your looks. Being a religious person, I can't deal with you. Because you're going to limit me. You're going to try to stop me from my purpose, or try to stop me from making income, because Christian slaves think money is the root of all evil, whatever. Yeah. Now, there's things I will not do for money. Okay. So you can't call me a sellout, but people are really trying to beat me down because I don't want to be a poor righteous teacher anymore. I don't want to just be on, like, people really expected me to lose my apartment this year. People were hoping for that. People suspecting that. Didn't happen. Didn't happen. It won't happen. But Christians, even if I made it, even if I became homeless and whatever, like, that wouldn't make people follow me more being on the streets. You know, Black people are really looking for an influencer that is flashy, has money around them, money put into them. People can see money in the videos you make, or how you dress, or the camera quality. Like, from my observations, that is what Black people and most people are looking for. They're not trying to follow someone who's really poor out here. Nobody want to take advice from someone who's poor. And that's what I learned this 10 years of actually doing pure spirituality, actually being a minimalist, actually not trying to be materialist. Yeah. Nobody really embraced me at that time. It was a rumor that I was on hard shit. It was a rumor that I'm on hard shit. And I have all my beautiful teeth still to this day. And there are people in their mid-20s in Alabama that are missing multiple teeth because they do meth. But that was the rumor on me, because I actually was real about my spirituality. I was natural. I was musky. I was a real earthy, musty, thrift store shopping hippie. 10 years. 10 long years. Nothing to really show for it. I got a few followers that's been following me since the beginning. you know, because I lost so many platforms. But me being earthy, coming on camera, using my iPhone 6. I had an iPhone 6 at that time. I had my iPhone 6 for a long time. Okay. I'm telling you, since, was it 2017? I held on to that because I didn't want a 5G phone, because the newer the phone, it's just a better radiation device on your person. So I was avoiding getting a new upgraded phone until this year. So yeah, I noticed people wasn't really clicking on my videos because of low quality. On top of the fact that I'm shadow banned, low quality video, not able to use the streaming platform like this to, you know, screen record. So I'm just on camera looking like a crazy person, not showing y'all the receipts. Okay, now I can show y'all the receipts. But yeah, niggas only want to follow somebody who has money that's influence. Okay, that's power, influence. Okay, and then yeah, I'm gonna have to have all these little other promotion people, you know, getting my name out there. I see that's a big thing on Twitter. And then, you know, I found out from the browser that people can pay for their tweets to be put up as an ad or something to get their page discovered. So I see that's a lot of what some of these people be doing, but I'm not doing that. I'm going to try to get my following the organic way. That's why I need you people who are watching to share this. Retweet my video. Help me get reach out here. Those of you who are on YouTube, share my video. I'm a little YouTuber. And I'm real grassroots, okay? Free thinking researcher. And I need your help to get out there. I can't do this by myself. I'm gonna get the funding. I guess I'll pay for advertising later on in life. I don't know, but I don't have the extra money to do that right now. So I do need you people to share my videos. Like, you don't just get in the algorithm like that. Obviously, they made it way harder for people to blow up. That's not one of their agents. So you got to help me, because I'm not one of their agents. I'm not being paid by the hour. Obviously, you see, there's no real pattern on when I make these videos, when I'm going to upload something. So obviously, it's not a job. I'm not being paid by the government. I'm not being paid by the CIA to sit here a certain amount of hours, making hourly wage with them, trying to convince you of, you know, some BS, that some agenda that they're pushing at the moment or whatever. Like, there's a lot of agents on here. Like, a lot of your spiritual influencers that a lot of you people watch today, the big ones, the ones that are on TikTok, the conspiracy ones, a lot of them are paid agents, okay? A lot of these influencers are not even Black Americans, like the big ones, the ones that have millions of subscribers. And I'm not even just talking about the spiritual influencers. I'm talking about the comedy influencers also. They're African. That's why I did a lot of research, like the rich guy. He do some skits, so it's Black Rich Guy or something like that. Let me make sure I'm saying his channel. Rich Black Guy. He makes a lot of funny little YouTube skits and videos. You've probably seen him everywhere if you look him up. Black Rich Guy. He's Nigerian. All these big influencers, all over YouTube, I noticed that they're all like not from here. They're foreign. And it's like they prop them up, put them in front of us to like gatekeep us like on everything. Like so yeah. But yeah, they have a lot of agents working for them, keeping the Jesuit order in order. All these fake woke Christians, these Christian influencers, like they all work for the government. Candace Owens, her husband worked for the British intelligence. But yeah, anyways, I'm gonna end this here. I gotta go to sleep, honestly. I'm finna go to sleep. I'm gonna wake back up and go back live tomorrow. I don't really do traditional Christmas, so I'm gonna be live streaming tomorrow. I'll see y'all. Thanks for watching. And those little links I have right there on the side right here on the left. Yeah, on the left side of the screen. Those are not my handles. Like some of those handles are old. I forgot to update my handles. So if you're trying to subscribe to me on YouTube, my YouTube handle is at American Hidden History channel. At American Hidden History. So you look for me on YouTube. I am at, the ace, at symbol American Hidden History. My Twitter, I am Naya Core. So I'm going to change all that. I might just stop having my little third whatever thing pop up, So I'm just going to stop letting that pop up because, yeah. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Well, later. Bye. Please like and subscribe and